us and take us to the screens. Okay.
All right. Welcome back to M&A and D&D episode 59. Icy Reception is what I'm calling this one. You guys had been on a journey north towards the Sea of Moving Ice for about a week and change currently, accompanied by an airship crew who was tasked with getting you to your destination. Along the way, you faced some encounters in which you lost members of the crew. Faced some some of you kind of just dove right into being like a deckhand and getting your air legs underneath you. Last episode, M&A journeyed into one of the 10 towns in Icewind Dale. A brief stop. I'm not even sure we stopped to get the name of the town. We grabbed supplies, got some information, and got out. You guys continued your journey northward. Thom Petty, the airship, in tip-top shape finally, ready for this hopefully final leg of this trip north. You leave the last resemblance of like civilization behind in the 10 towns and journeyed into just like this wilderness, this icy hellscape, where when the storms come up, it blocks out all light. All you hear is just the constant cracking of the sea or the ice shelves underneath you as they collide amongst the sea. You guys finally continue into this darkness for some time, being navigated by Val, and his companion on this trip, Arendor. You guys take comfort in the fact that the two of these navigators are helping steer you through just like an awfully dark, awfully intense cold. On the second day of this journey, first mate LeChamp tells everybody that it's time to really bundle up, and she breaks out some more of the cold weather gear you guys had seen and put on when you entered the village in 10 Towns or in Icewind Dale. Some of the things that she had left in like the baggage there, she's now getting out. This includes her walking you through some survival kits and stuff that you may need. She warns you, if something goes awry here while we're afloat above the sea, these may be some of the keys to your survival. Some of them is some climbing gear, ropes, hooks, flint. She gives you some ambergris, which is whale blubber that burns. She gives you these kind of glass lanterns as a way to hold it and create little mini candles and torches. The ambergris will stay lit for quite a while, providing some warmth and some light.
Did you give that to all of us?
Yes, as part of your guys' package deal to head up north, you guys get these climbing gear. out of the darkness, you guys continue to see these giant ice spears just colliding and reaching into the sky. These like horde icicle daggers, just like bigger than the ship, and they reach hundreds of feet up into the air. And then you see them as the sea of ice kind of like cracks into them, and they collapse in on themselves, creating more of these spines and these spears of ice. It's not much longer until you see, in the midst of all of these ice shelves, just a large landmass. It's unusual in its shape that it seems to like kind of be thinner at the bottom, and then it kind of like bowls up like some kind of vase, and then climbs again up into the atmosphere. This seems to be some sort of iceberg up ahead.
Hey, DM.
Uh-huh.
So you said we were given climbing gear and stuff. So we were each given a set, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Would that constitute a climber's kit in terms of equipment?
Yes, climber's kit. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Sorry, I just wanted to see if there's anything that we could just simply add in to track that. So I thought this made sense.
The one thing to take note of is, besides the rope and some of the things that I described, are she advised you like now's kind of the time we're less likely to use the snowshoes you guys had previously been using, and you had noticed that on her feet she has this like thing she steps into, and it when she puts her foot in, these kind of like little barbs and stuff come down at the toes and the heels, and it's as the deck gets icy, as like the water sprays up and then it ices the floor, it gives her traction.
If you were to give a special name to these boots, what would you call them? Just so I can write it randomly in my notes.
I'll find the name.
Oh, cool.
It's in here.
I was gonna call them like some random shit like claw boots or something.
That'd be ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Never.
They're called crampons.
I was drinking.
It'd be nothing stupid like that. They're called crampons.
Fucking hell.
There you go. Okay, so you guys begin to approach. I'm assuming because of this is how it's similarly been ran, but Val, you're the only one up on like the captain's level of the.
Currently trying to make sure that we're heading in the right direction. Making sure that we have like a light at the bow of the ship in case like it's about to like if it reflects off of anything in the fog, then we know we're about to hit something. So try and like steer off that.
Real quick, before you said we traveled for 2 days before we were in this exact moment, right? Can we say the day before we got to this moment, like us as a group would have met and talked about like what Astrid told us as we were running to the ship last time, which is that the captain had told her that they don't plan to stay when they drop us off. So can we?
Had you guys not had that conversation? You guys didn't, huh?
We had
No,
that
because we ended
We had a
last
brief
time.
conversation.
So last time we left the pub, realized we didn't have any of the crew with us. We're concerned. Astrid was then concerned that this might be a good time to tell us that because we hadn't heard it yet. We didn't have like any time to really discuss it too much along the way while we were running in, and then we got on the ship and then we all went to work. So we haven't really had a follow-up conversation as us as a group or us with the captain. So
Right.
can we just take like one day back and just have us as a group conversation, and then play that real quick before we're in the middle of all this?
Sure.
Because I feel like if we're in the middle of all of this,
I understand.
things are going to happen in an order that we're not going to have that option.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. So, I would just say like during one of our off hours, I would just try to gather everyone together, and try to meet in private somewhere on the ship. And well, hopefully all of us have been doing our work as a crew like we had been more recently. But so
hey Liam, how secretive do you want us to be about this?
about which part? The conversation?
Our conversations.
Pretty secretive for this conversation.
All right, so we'll walk into our quarters or our room or something, and I'll cast silence on the door so that there's a bubble of silence between us and any other part of the ship, so that no sound can pass through it.
Fancy.
Okay.
Silence is cast.
All right. So, based on Astrid, what you told us, the captain is planning on leaving us as of right now.
Correct.
It's taken us over a week to get here in an airship, and this was a journey that I don't know how we would have done without the said airship, or some other form of external transportation. So, if we don't make an attempt to convince him otherwise, I don't see how. I feel like this is a one-way trip that we don't come back from either. All right. So I feel like we have to at least. We need to have alternative. We have to have a plan.
Yeah. We can try convincing him. Otherwise, maybe we can convince them to stay in. Oh, what was the name of the town?
10 towns.
One of the 10 towns, yeah, but yeah.
Well, you
Oh,
could 10 towns or the one further south by the.
There was Ludwig.
Yeah.
Luskin, sorry.
Luskin.
Something with an L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luskin.
Luskan, Luskan.
Mm-hmm. But we don't have any way of getting up with him, or
Right.
at least I don't. I
mean,
don't know about anybody else.
I don't have a way to tell them otherwise.
I mean, the only thing that I can think of is just to literally have a conversation with him who was, a charming personality, might be able to persuade him, but like we don't have any means of communication directly to him. We use sending stones. No one else has sending.
Yeah, and I think our sending stones should stay with the party. Like the only set of sending stones we have left should stay within the party.
Okay.
Unless he has a way of means to communicate with us, then, and also the problem with that is also still if he's irked in any way with us and he says, "Yeah, I'll call you," and then like leaves us hanging, that'll be a little unfortunate if we're just sitting there waiting for a call back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think our fallback, regardless, is to head to Luskin after we get through this. If we get through this, because
do you know how far away Luskin is from where we are?
I'm the navigator, so yes, I do.
It's about the same distance if Phandalin was from almost Waterdeep.
Sure, it's still the closest. It is still the
in
closest
snow.
thing to us currently that is not Icewind Dale's 10 towns that might have some mode of transportation if things fall out. Yes, it's going to be a shitty way for us to get back. It's 43 feet. I think we can make it 43 feet.
We
I'm
we
not
have
saying
no
it's
way to
it's
traverse
the
the
end-all
sea of
be-all.
ice, and like we will die up here if we are left alone. All right, I completely agree. If we get dropped off early, we can take a pit stop off at Luskin if he doesn't want to take us somewhere. We need a way off the sea of ice if he leaves us.
So theoretically, this is just a backup conversation if we can't convince him. Theoretically, there's somebody up here because of the dragon horn, right? So are they
Yeah.
just like chilling up here
We don't
without anything?
we don't know how the dragon horn works.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
only thing we know that's up here is a white dragon at this moment, who, if the white dragon is running the show, I don't know, if it's a giant horn that a white dragon's blowing into, like, let's just say that's the worst case scenario, right? It's literally a magical horn that a dragon can use. So the way for us to stop it is to either destroy the horn or kill the dragon. In either case, the dragon's pissed, and I don't think he's going to give us a ride back. So
Right.
that's like the worst case
I didn't
scenario.
know if there was some semblance of a...
Sure, there is a potential that we could just jury rig something that we find here, but that's a lot of like risk and just saying like, I hope we find something good when we get there.
You also have the ice hunters too, and that who kind of gave you directions this way, so you know that there are sparse people, sparse.
Sure, we could run into one of the hunters that are native to the area, is what you're referring to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we could risk hoping that we don't, before we die, we run into a native that's friendly and can bring us back to some form of civilization, and then, you know, here's just my other concern, and which is why I feel like this conversation is important for us to have, and why we can't just leave it up to good faith and luck right now. Is, let's say we get everything done and nothing bad happens in the Dragonhorn, which is totally our thing, right? Everything has gone perfectly to plan, and we haven't scuffed anything up so far. We get done with it, and the ship isn't here, right? And we didn't plan for the ship to not come here. And let's just say somehow we're able to survive the harsh winter of the frozen north here, above the spine of the world, which none of us are really native to or have a lot of long-term abilities to sustain us. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, we are able to do that. How much extra time are we losing by having taken this, doing the right thing by coming here to take care of the immediate threat, but then we lose track of the overall goal of what happens next, right?
Right.
Like, it could take us a year to get out of this space because we're not used to tracking here. Like, we flew over, there's mountains that we're passing over. This is snow, this is ice. It took us 3 months to go down just a gentle road, right? This is the same distance, and it's snowy, icy, and mountainous. Like, this is gonna be a lot harder. And that we had at least a wagons and horses and stuff carrying us. We have none of that here. So like, this is something we have to think about in terms of, we have to prioritize. I believe we have to prioritize to the best of our ability the ship. I do like this crew. I would prefer that we right our wrongs and at least have the captain honor his deal, which he seemed very deal driven and honor bound before. That the deal was to bring us here and back. not to just take us to our death. And he should do that. We don't need to push our luck and expect him to be our best friend or to expect him of his services. But he was paid for this, and if he does it, he is breaking that. And if we'll continue to pull our weight, and if we have any further encounters, we will continue to take his lead, and we will try to the best of our abilities. Things happen, and he seems to be pretty used to that, but to the best of our abilities, not have anything else happen to his crew or our group as well. But try to keep that as close together. I think that's important.
Yeah.
But if he's this ship is our only way home, as far as I know, or only guaranteed way home.
That's true.
So let's just, I think that's why I want to prioritize this. And then if that doesn't work, we need a plan B. That isn't, let's hope we find a way home when we get there.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Agree.
Okay. That's all I have. If anyone else wants to speak up for some other things.
Looking, and plus it doesn't look like the supplies that we have that we can carry with us. If without the ship, with the supplies on us, I don't think we can make it out of this anyway.
Right, we don't have enough food or anything.
Yeah. So securing the transport and at least have our retreat or exit of this region, like anchor down would be something that should be prioritized. I mean, if you want me to bribe the captain, I can always make one potato, but...
Well, he seems to like Astrid the most, but, I mean, your steak and potatoes have been holding him and many of us together, so...
I will not say no to either one of the two of you talking to the captain, since you are much better at these things than I or my brother. And Darth is just a hammer, so...
Yeah. When he feels like it. Yeah, let Astrid talk to the captain first and see how it goes.
Okay. I can do that.
If it's really necessary, I can also play into his hand of because I perform many music along the journey, and the crew seem to enjoy it. So I mean,
can you do that actually for Astrid now and give her some inspiration before she has this conversation?
Yeah, sure. I'll just give her inspiration of hold on. I'm not singing right now, but hold on. Give me.
Only us can hear us. Val put a silence bubble over there, so.
It's okay. All right, so let me. My action, inspiration. Okay. Why doesn't it?
You can just, just say what you're going to do to give her inspiration, and then just check one off.
Wait, why is it the row? It is so weird.
It's because of the way that it's worked in there. You just know that what's going to be a 1d8, what that she's going to be adding to it.
All right. So basically, after reviewing assessing the situation, so I basically take Astrid to the side and saying that it looks like either one of us will have to talk with the captain, and hopefully to make the crew understand, even though it was unfortunate for us to, for the team and the crew to go through the tragedy of losing one of the crew members, but we would really, really need to at least have them agree to their words that they will be here. And
even if they can't take us to all the way back, if they can at least get us back to Luskin or something.
yeah, at least get us back out to the Luskin or anything. So,
Okay.
I wish you all the best luck to talk to the captain. And if all else fail was your discussion with the captain, then maybe I can go in for another try. Okay.
All right.
I think our best plan is like if we can get a full ride, that's perfect. But like at least if we can have them agree to not strand us in Icewind Dale. Like
Okay.
that
Yeah.
should be like the bare minimum that they can do for us.
And we'll still give them low stars on their Uber when they get here.
Okay.
All right, so I think that wraps up the conversation that we need, and we can jump forward unless anybody else has anything.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, I will need to talk to the captain over the next day or so. I don't know.
So
Viva, if you have a
we'll just kind
certain
of pick up.
time.
We'll just kind of pick up from where we had left off. You guys are
Yep.
approaching this giant iceberg, and Val kind of feels this like steamy breath on the back of his neck as the captain lumbers forward towards his navigators and breathes this like hefty breath down towards them.
Captain,
We're approaching. What lies ahead is Avigathan. From what I gather, this is where you'll need to be. We're going to hover here for a little while before we make our descent. With the storm raging, I don't know quite where we're going to land.
I'll go take a look around while we hover and see if I can help secure a landing zone. If you want me to, I'll pull out the broom of like, if you want me to go down there and find us a landing zone with a flare, I can help guide us.
Do we want to use it? Hold on. Do we want to use a flare to? I mean, I'm fine with you guiding. Can you if you were to go down, and find a
Or like a
location,
lantern.
and yeah, I just don't want you shooting off a flare in case we're here on a mission to take out people. I don't want you sending out a flare to let them know that we're also here if we can avoid it.
Sure, I'll go down there with the lantern that we
I'm
have.
trying to say
and
minimize the
spotlight from
display.
there.
Before you
At
take
least go
off,
down and check out.
before you take off though, you feel this giant meaty
Oh, I'm
hand on
not
your.
jumping off. I was asking him if you wanted me to, but go ahead.
No, we'll wait for some light break, hopefully in the morning.
Okay.
If the storm lets up while you're in the air, we may give our position away. I think it's best to just wait.
All right, very well, Captain. Also, what was the name of that place you said?
He starts to bark some orders to his first mate, who immediately kind of kicks it into gear and starts rigging it up so that you guys can stay afloat.
I'll help.
Yep, same.
I mean,
okay.
if there's more help that I can give, then I will give it. I'm gonna pitch in whenever possible and just
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna say that you guys all have the opportunity to start kind of like helping out with this particular. And over the next several hours, you guys find a way to like pitch in and get in shape or to hover in place as this wind kind of kicks around, and you guys wait for some kind of light break. Often it comes around like what to be like midday. So you figure you still have some time before it happens. The captain, in the meantime, retires to his quarters.
I'll once everything is secure and stuff, I will go knock on the captain's quarters door.
Would it have been within 10 minutes of the conversation we just had before?
No, that was a different day.
No,
Then
that
we
was a
need,
completely different day.
yeah, so then the inspiration would need to be reapplied. Terry.
Okay.
Terry, do you want to?
Thank you, Viva.
Yeah, I don't know if my inspiration still lasts.
No.
Well, we can say that you cast it again.
Because in the system right now, I marked down 1 inspiration. I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, it would have. You would
But
have
it
had
would've-
you would have had a long rest in between then, so it would have reset. It would have been fine. And you're just saying that you're
Okay.
using it again for this day.
You
and
don't have to
it's
take it
the
off
same
and then
thing.
just.
Right. I'm not asking you to like lose another one. I'm just saying like we're.
Okay, so it's okay. I'll take the long rest here, and I'll mark down 1 for inspiration.
Okay.
Okay. All right, good. That's it.
Okay. Yep. I'll go knock on the door.
Enter.
Captain, I apologize for bothering you. I know rest is very limited these days with the storm.
Aye.
I'm coming to you to ask, now that we've seen Icewind Dale and the Sea of Moving Ice, our concern is that if you were to drop us off and leave us, we might not make it back. And understandably, that is always the case, as you understand in our line of work. But seeing everything has made it much more clear that our situation is a lot more dire than we originally perceived. And I understand your hesitation, and I understand the pain of losing one of your valued deckhands. However, I would like to ask that you uphold our deal of a round trip.
Now, just so you understand, the deal was not made with you. The deal was made through those in charge at the council.
Correct.
And that's some of the stipulations of that deal are well beyond the relationship I have with you and your crew and with my crew, that we are only mutually obligated to commit ourselves to help you on your journey, and more or less.
I understand.
There comes a point in which I have to look at the bargain I made to the debt that I needed to pay to those in the council,
Hmm.
and I have to figure, have I paid that back in full? And again, this has little to do with you and your crew. Now, I have to admit that some of you have grown on me. You put in hard work. You came in ready. And that chef of yours makes a mean steak. I think when we lost Laszlo, I seen a turn in your crew in which they understood that they weren't just passengers on Thumpetti, that they were part of the crew. And what they've shown me in those days, last few days, is it somewhat made me reevaluate my stance. But there is still much danger ahead, and there's a great danger to my crew and to my ship. And I understand when you say you're worried about being stranded out here in this godforsaken sea of moving ice, but I can't imagine how much better that will be if all of us are stuck out here.
You're more aware of how this could work, I would think. Could there be any way that we could get some sort of signal or message to you? That way you and your crew could hide in safety until our task is complete. That way you minimize your risk.
I think the best way to minimize my risk is to make sure that I'm not here for too long. When we land, I think I can afford you 16 hours at most.
Okay.
Before I need to take off with my crew.
And there's no way we could convince you to come back.
Who's to say that I won't be waiting around for signs from a dead party?
I would hope by now you think we are a little bit harder to kill than that, but it's true we don't know what lies ahead.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and I say anything that is surviving in this cold right now is hard to kill. But if you were to ensure that we can be reimbursed for an extra 4 hours of waiting, I can spare 20, but that is as much as I'm willing to give.
Well, if that's all you're willing to give, then we will have to take you on your generosity.
Agreed. And I wish you the best of luck down there.
Thank you, Captain.
Sorry about the horn.
Oh,
yeah.
that was
Oh,
you
can
guys?
you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We live right
No,
above
it's
the
okay.
parking lot.
I didn't even know.
It comes
Like
in
I
when you
heard it, but
speak. It's hilarious.
Sorry.
It's
Man, this
okay.
air traffic is so busy today out here.
Oh,
Never this
gosh.
busy out here.
Even the blizzard could have slowed him down.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I can do for you at this point, Captain?
I would like maybe one more steak for lunch from that fine cook before I may never sample his meats again.
Sure.
I'll make sure to let him know. And I'll leave.
We walk back out into the blistering cold. It's just like this stark contrast from this the captain's chambers, in which he had like a kind of like a fire lit in the back end above the above the engine room, kind of naturally stays warm because of that, but also with this fire going. You climb out, and it almost immediately kind of like blinds your eyes as the ice whips across your face.
I'll look around and see who's on deck.
Val
who
would
is
be
on
up
deck?
there.
Yeah.
Val would be out on
I
deck.
guess I should have worded that as more of a question.
Yeah, that would have been Val and LeChamp and Arendor, and then everybody else kind of stays below deck.
Okay. I'll run below deck really quick to let Valen know that a stake is required.
Okay.
Do I see her when she comes down?
Are you in the engine room?
Yeah, where are you? I
No,
just walked down
I'm
to where the kitchen
downstairs.
area
The
is.
engine room is close to it. I don't know what.
Yeah, I probably
DM would have to
would
tell
be.
me what I'm doing actively.
I'm assuming everybody's working, and
Oh, then I wouldn't see her then. I actually I would, if I knew the conversation was going on, would I know the conversation was happening then? Because I would have been like listening out for her. Otherwise, I would be
no.
working. Okay, then
No, because the engine room's on the third deck.
Yeah, you wouldn't have
Oh.
known. She kind of just spontaneously like found an opening and went for it.
Okay, it was on the second deck when we first looked at it. So
But I'll go. I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts here. I guess I need to go back up and talk to Val because I need to just. We've implied that we already kind of know what the iceberg looks like that we're supposed to be looking out for, that the hunters told me about, but I just want to go ahead and make sure that I give all the information possible to him
Okay.
about the general direction that we need to go.
Would I be able to roll a general perception check to see if I had seen her go in and out of the captain's office during that time? Since I was up on the deck.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking we need to have a conversation about it, but we probably want to do it again in private, so that's probably not going to happen until
Fair.
we have downtime.
Yeah. This is mostly just me, like, as a character saying, if I was up on deck doing my tasks, would I have just noticed you walk into the captain's quarters or not?
Yeah.
I would say yes. Like just in general, like because when you're out on the deck, you guys are all putting in work, but you guys are all as part of like your kind of your crew. You're like kind of looking out for one another,
Sure.
always surveying it. So yeah, 100%. You're aware.
Okay.
And then to Liam's point, the fact that you guys have kind of went into this holding pattern in the ship, and he no longer is required to like necessarily like be feeding this thing full of fuel. He understands that maybe like maybe he's in a point where he doesn't necessarily need to man that specific
That makes
task.
sense.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then could I, since we're in a holding pattern, there's not as much stuff to do, could I kind of signal for everybody to do a quick gathering?
Well, do you want to pull the chef away from completing that task?
No, we will do it after that. That is
Okay.
a good point.
If I get a signal, I will like preload like the appropriate amount of fuel into the engine ahead of time to like give me some headroom so that I can have a conversation when she asks.
Okay. So I would say go ahead and just have the conversation how you guys in a manner you think fitting.
Okay.
I mean,
Do we want to do the same thing that we did last time?
I
Or
think
does it
it's
matter?
less necessary this time.
Okay. I mean, we can still kind of speak
before
in
we
hushed
walk,
tones. But
before we walk in, is there any of the captain's crew here?
Walk into where?
Wherever we met last time, I think we'll go
the
to the same.
quarters, the
Yeah,
crew quarters.
our quarters again.
No, no one. There is nobody there.
All right, let's just have a quick conversation and just keep it quiet. So, what did you have a talk with the cat?
Yeah. He gave us. I could only convince him to give us 20 hours.
Okay, we got 20 hours. It's from when we touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's
Well,
two.
I mean,
Yeah.
seeing as how the previous amount of information we had was he was planning to leave us after touchdown, I think 20 hours is a great improvement.
And just to
I agree.
remember, Astrid is 20 hours with some incentive, like to give that
Right.
that stretch
Oh,
4
yeah.
hours.
I got the incentive. Don't worry about it.
So
Even if that has to come out of my own pocket,
Oh. Okay.
I don't have that.
so
We'll figure it out.
okay, so 20 hours.
20 hours or 16 if we don't want to offer extra incentive.
Trust me, let's go 20 hours and get out of here. We can cover the incentive whenever. We have Fandolin. I'm sure we can cover the extra incentive at some point.
It's if he wants money. I didn't actually dig that far. I took the 20 hours and went with it.
Fine,
Oh,
but either someone wants money or he wants a service. We can cross that bridge later. It's one or the other. It has to be something we can offer him. So we'll cross that bridge. I would assume we would take 20 hours within an exorbitant amount of reason, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What I would want to know, or just want to state, is 20 hours in and out I'll deal with what we would do. That means we really need to get in and out and get right to the chase and do what we need to do when we find the location that we need to. That doesn't give us a lot of options for if we had to bunker down for something somewhere in there. So we don't really have a backup plan if we hit the 20-hour point.
Right.
Valen, are you okay if a group and Valen, me and Valen have the two parts of our group sending zones. We can leave one with the captain if he feels he doesn't want to put himself at risk, as sort of like as a pick me up later. So like we hit the 20-hour point, and for whatever reason we're not where we're at, and he leaves, but we're still alive at the end of it. So we can call him on it and say, "Hey, we were late or whatever. Just wait 5 more minutes," or we can say, "Hey, we're not going to make it, and we understand you have to leave, but if you can meet us back here tomorrow and just stay safe, we can, we have at least one line of communication." But that means we lose
Sending stone.
Yeah, we lose the sending stone option for us immediately within the group.
Yeah, but you talk about how you don't want to split the party up much anyways, so like
I know.
I don't know what's going to happen in there.
I 100% agree. I'm just saying it's one very useful party tool that we will not have with us currently. So if you're okay with doing that, I think
If
it's a
it's a
good.
tool
I think
that can support us to transfer like adds on the additional insurance, I'm okay with like.
I mean,
Yeah,
sure.
I think-
we're using the
I
tool
think-
for a different way, and I think it's possible. I just want to.
Yeah,
put
I
it
think
out
we
there.
have to weigh. I think we have to weigh the pros and cons of using the tool in one way versus another. I think we have a greater gain by leaving half of our sending stone with our escape route than by leaving it with half of the party that we may not need if we're
I'm
all together throughout the entirety of this.
not disagreeing with that. I just don't know what's going to happen. So if we're all in agreement that that's what we can do, Astrid, before we disembark, if you want to take this sending stone, I give her my sending stone, and give this to the captain. I'm sure he knows what this is, and just relay that we'll stick to the 20 hours. We'll meet his thing, and our goal is to stay within 20 hours. But if something happens, and we tell him to leave early. This will be for his safety, and hopefully we can contact him again by the next dawn to have him come pick us up. And that means we only have to be here until the pickup happens, right? At least we have a way to contact him.
Okay.
But
I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
But-
no, it's done deal. Let's just give him
Okay.
Yeah, propose to give the stone to the captain.
Sounds
No.
good.
We have
Alright,
one.
I
We
s-
have one alternative too, but I don't know what. We have to see what. We still have our other sending stone that we can talk to Shyvanas, and Shyvanas talks to Red. Red might have sending on his own. I don't know. Red is a cleric. That's all I know. So he might be able to do a game of telephone back to get us a second message.
Oof, that'd be tough because sending requires that they know
But wouldn't Red been at the meet? Was Red at the?
you get no.
No,
But
you
they
don't. You
didn't
don't have
have-
to know. If you know a person's name, you can send to them. You don't have to have met the person
Yeah, like
beforehand.
what I'm saying, it has to be so it's like name and then like some kind of description.
Yeah.
I'm just
And then you
I'm
get 25
what I'm
words.
remarking
There's a-
on is the line that Alex hit on is a game of telephone,
Yep.
in which we all know.
I know.
In which we all
I
know.
said it very explicitly. Telephone, which telephone doesn't make sense in D&D, but I said it for that reason.
Yeah,
So-
we all
Yeah.
know. Like he could be. He's a burly red minotaur named Captain.
He's
Something,
good with the
Swifthorn.
ladies. I'm sure he'll get
Captain
along.
Swifthorn.
Yeah, Swifthorn, and then that who knows what that'll turn into when it gets to the third person trying to send a message. But all right,
It literally, as I was we were giving away all the things, it's like, well, I have this one, and I was just trying to connect the dots. It's like, in theory, that Red, we haven't leveled up Red in a while, but in theory, Red would be at the level where he would, even if he's level 5, like we lower his level, he should be able to hit sending once. So, anyways,
I think we just go with what we have and use that
Yeah.
as
Clock.
a really in case of backup.
no, yeah,
You
I know. It was more of a thought process out loud more than
you're
let's
good.
hope to use that. I really hope we don't have to.
Yeah, that's
Let's hope we're done in 20 hours or less.
20 hours.
okay. You guys begin to feel almost not a sudden shift, but you guys feel a little bit of weightlessness as you start to feel Thom Petty descend.
Like controlled descent.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, you scared me.
Yeah, no.
Okay, get back to the
Like-
engine room.
like-
Your
okay,
feet
so
are
you-
now off the ground and you are
Yeah.
free falling within the ship.
Yeah, you guys are floating midair in the ship. No, you feel like for us, like when the elevator starts to move, it started to kick into descent.
Okay. Since
I'll head back up.
I was
Top.
about to say since we all feel this, I feel like we should probably head back up.
I guess I'll go back to the engine room, or do they want us on the deck of the ship?
You go down to the engine room. If we need you, I'll send a message to you, and I'll send one to Valen. Don't worry, we're within enough range that I can do that. I'll go back up top and I'll ask the first mate if there's anything that she needs us to immediately do while we descend, and then if not, I will look around and just survey the surroundings to make sure that we're all clear.
As you start to look around, you see your descent starts to. Well, okay. So first of all, when you come up to the top deck, for the first time in some while, you guys have got below this certain fog and cloud cover where you're starting to see just like this peak of light that just is flat all across it, and you see just this vastness of this ice field scattered throughout the vista are other icebergs that kind of stick above those spires of ice that I had described earlier. In front of you, though, is this massive one, and it looks a lot like a cornucopia. It looks a lot. You guys familiar with the
Hunger Games.
place in Australia?
I know that too.
So it peaks up close to the sea. There is a flat patch of ice, and you see this kind of winding walkway that goes up to
You talking
this
about the Sydney
middle.
Opera House?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was thinking of something completely different.
I was like, which one is he talking about? Because there's like in Australia, there's like the big rock out in the middle of the desert, and then there's
That's
the
what I
Sydney
was
Opera
thinking.
House.
Oh yeah, Sydney Opera House.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
And then
With you, Emily.
and so as that one cuts up, parts of the iceberg kind of like creep over and give it shelter a little bit, like an overhang, and then there's this middle level to this giant iceberg that is flat, and as you guys approach, you see just enough where there's this opening in this chasm, this round opening, and through a brief glimpse you think you see huts inside of it, and then the chasm kind of grows up from there, and another large, like looks like kind of like a wave coming over, just a formed of ice, creates the peak of this iceberg. It's massive in size as you guys begin to descend onto it again.
Is there
You're
smoke coming off of anywhere?
mm,
I'll
you
roll.
would have to, yeah.
Which
Uh,
LOL.
David.
Oh,
You
not
don't,
LOL.
yeah, but you as massive it is and as tiny as the thing you saw, you don't see smoke.
Okay. Well, you said hut, so I was just trying to figure
Right.
out like.
I understand what you're looking at. I understand what you're looking for.
Okay.
You're still, even with that high roll, not seeing what you're looking for.
Okay. Are there?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just. Are there? I know the ice flows make it hard for boats, but do we see any semblance of like a dock, boats, any sort of mode of transportation in or out? I'm just trying to see if like.
As you
How.
approach this lower landing spot, you see some what do I want to say? You see some things there shaped into the ground. Your mistakes, it could be mistaken as stone,
Mhm.
as ice, but for sure you do see parts of ships, but the ice as they collide has completely destroyed a lot of them. So
Okay.
it's just fragments. You only see, like, you see maybe a stern and part of a bow or something, but it does.
Nothing
I guess
usable.
no, nothing usable,
Okay.
and you don't get the sense that it's like a high traffic or something, like it's recently been
Right.
used. It very much looks like this is like a ship graveyard of some sort.
Okay.
You guys continue your descent, and as you get closer, some of those stone figures I had described earlier, you begin to notice that they're giant, like, rib cages left on the banks of this iceberg, that just kind of arc over in this menacing fashion. Just like a collection of bones there at the base of this thing. You guys touch down, and the captain. This is the safest point for us to land. We can wait here for you. But again, I would say don't spend too much time in this cursed land.
Captain, I'll give him the sending stone. This, not the sending stone. Is it a
That's
sending stone?
It's a sending
Okay,
stone.
Yeah.
sorry. I
Mhm.
don't know why I thought. Never mind. I'll hand him the sending stone and be like, Captain, if something happens while we're not here and you need our help, you can use this. We have the other one. You can send a message. Alternatively, if something happens with us and we don't make it back by your deadline, we should be able to communicate with you whether it would be possible for you to come and get us. Just one more insurance policy.
Understand we've made an arrangement. Anything out of 20 hours, I assure you I'm too far out of range for me to turn back.
Understood.
So he doesn't take the sending stone?
No, he grabs it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he
She
needs
puts
our
it in
help,
he puts it in his giant hand, and
I mean, that's
Okay.
all you can do, I guess.
Yeah.
And we can find him later.
We're just gonna prank call him forever, just so he gives
Yeah.
it back. I hope. Hey, Captain, how you doing?
we're still alive.
It's cold.
Hey, we might have
Uh,
left something on your ship. Can you turn?
um, well, and we're landed at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you for everything you've done so far, Captain. And hopefully, if we don't see you in 20 hours, we see you again in Waterdeep.
I do hope
And
that we
I'll
see each other again.
shake his hand, or as well as you can when his hand
As he
is like
goes,
10 times larger.
you feel that he almost pick you up when he goes. You guys step out onto this iceberg, and again, the sounds around you of this ice, the sea of moving ice, start and they're crashing. You start to wait. I guess, and what you see is you're just on this. It almost looks like a dock, just a dock of flat ice that you're on with a little bit of ice and snow on it. To the east of you, you see kind of a pathway up towards the next tier of this particular iceberg. Just this huge sheet of ice, though. Just you just are immediately struck by this giant wall of ice that climbs into the sky, and like 50 feet above you. No, jeez, I want to say like 20 feet above you is the overhanging lip of the next tier.
So climbing gear out. Do we see any animals or anything near us?
would you like to do an investigation?
Perception or investigation?
If you're trying to perceive, if you were looking specifically for animals, I would do a perception.
Okay. They're both good. I just didn't know which one would be better.
Yeah.
Ezra
You're
is
trying to,
barking,
like-
but you probably can't hear him.
No. If you're trying to figure out what it is that you're looking at or where you're at and want some more information about that, I would say an investigation. But you're kind of looking for something specific, and animals tend to kind of hide from you. In this flat where you're at, you gaze around. You notice a kind of a lack of tracks. There's no vegetation, and as you approach like the edge of the ice, the cracking and the shattering of the ice shelves. There's no sign of animal life near you.
All right. Well, Val, I don't think you can be speaking to animals right now. I think we're just gonna have to go with this blind.
I mean, nice metagame, but sure. No, there's.
Wait, I wouldn't
Got
know
it.
what your spells were.
But yeah, no, there's nothing here. That sucks.
Like, I would have been thinking about how to freaking find where we're supposed to be going the whole time. It's not metagaming. This was the first thing I was trying to do is figure out how we're gonna get to where we were. I'll look for something. All right, I guess we're gonna start climbing. Do we have any, based on, like, I know we landed here in just a general sense, but we don't have like it's not like a castle that we knew where like the location was that we're going for or anything, right? Like, do we know we're out here on this particular glacier or whatever, and we're gonna start blindly searching for something, right?
The only information. Sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
The only information is the information that Astrid got from the ice hunters, which was
okay.
There was this giant weird iceberg, and that guy's parents got killed by a dragon ? But I wasn't able to confirm that it was an actual dragon because perception rolls.
Right. So.
Or investigation or whatever I rolled. Crappy
So-
rolls. How about that?
Sure, it doesn't matter. But like, so what we're gonna look for is we assume we're on the right iceberg, or we're gonna look for an even bigger iceberg. We're gonna look for said iceberg that looks strange, and or any remains of hunters or anything out here. I guess what we're gonna be looking for. I'm just trying to like I'm just trying to think like in my head like what is us as a group looking for as we set off and start climbing and going off in this area.
Well, so earlier they gave me general directions, and earlier I relayed those to Val. Whether that they were correct directions, good directions.
I mean, some directions
So
are better than
we
none,
have
so.
some understanding that this is the iceberg. And Viva, if this is not correct, just let me know. The iceberg that we're currently at is our best guess of what the hunters were talking about.
Yes. From what you had given, the captain and Arendor and Val led you straight towards this one that they had called. God damn it, Oyavagatan. Oyavigagatan.
Was that from the book, or is that something that you just made up?
It is from the book, and I should have just changed it. I even told myself, just change it. No one gives a shit.
Oyavigatan. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah.
They just made a 26 sides of the dice, and
Look,
basically
yeah,
they just
We're definitely
So-
running out of words in just the general language that uses like the English characters, because like now they're just like these letters don't go together. They're just like just shove them together, and there's
Dude,
barely
throw in
enough
some
vowels in there
umlauts.
making.
They're slamming their hand on the keyboard.
Yeah, there's
You
barely
need-
enough vowels in there to make that a word.
Like, it's fantasy. This is the so Tennessee. They said that there's an iceberg out there named Tennessee.
Also barely a word.
Yeah, which is crazy enough. Like made out of all
right.
bees.
So did we get close? So did we land on this specific
Okay.
iceberg, or did we
So I wanna
land
say-
close to it that we can see it in the distance? Because my understanding was we landed
This-
like
you
near
guys-
it.
No, you guys are here on the iceberg. And did that red marker come through?
No,
I see the black. I do not see.
I
I see the
red.
black. I also see myself as the only person in the game, so I'm assuming
That's also
That's
true.
right.
I see that myself.
Same.
You only
Weird.
see yourself as the only person in the game.
So on the bottom
oh,
left,
your
it just
connection to the
says,
server has been
oh
interrupted.
yeah, it just said your connection to the server has been interrupted.
Hey.
So anyway,
no.
okay. So
no one
you're
refresh.
Val, you're
M
asking.
just came in.
Okay,
Well, I
see
just
her.
refreshed. So
So see that bottom little cup, little dip, little plate, bottom left.
All the way on the bottom left. Yeah.
That's where you guys are parked at.
Gotcha.
And then
gotcha.
and then a couple times I described a pathway that leads up, and then
up the right side.
Some of the servers just went down. Okay, everyone just refresh, I guess. Let's see if we get a new server.
All right.
I checked the link that was in there. Most of them are up. There's just a few red checks.
yep, everybody's starting to pop back in.
okay. So
For me, at
anyways,
least.
so yeah, that's where you guys are at. So if this, I don't want to say this thing has 3 tiers to it. There's definitely ice. There's like at the sea level.
Mhm.
Then there's the one that you had seen through the crevasse, something of interest, and then you see like towards the top this giant like
Overhang.
overhang of ice.
Okay.
Assuming opera housing. Okay.
Can I look for like any tracks, claw
And you
marks,
said- Sorry.
anything of the sort that might indicate like stuff's been here, potentially a dragon?
You said
Okay,
this is
so
20 feet?
yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, do an investigation check.
Would it not be survival?
Yeah, do a survival check. Ooh, wish you had done that investigation check, huh? Survival. Well, on closer inspection of
Here's my
of like those.
investigation. Pretty much the same. Sorry, I asked specifically because survival is specifically for like following and checking for traps or tracks.
One of the things you do notice is those bones that you see earlier, these giant rib cage, obviously of some kind of gigantic predator of some sort. But amongst them, you also happen to see human bones. All which kind of show like the same bite marks. These kind of jagged, like even into the bone, fracturing some parts of them.
I want to say how old do they look, but it's
I mean, in these conditions, it's really hard to tell
It's-
because
it would be so hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
unless is this the kind of cold where everything turns into mummies?
Oh yeah, this is that kind of cold.
Got it.
Yikes!
This
I would
is like
argue
Mount
with the
Everest.
mummies. It's cold.
This is kind of like Mount Everest where they just leave things there and walk past them.
Oh,
I know.
that freaks me out a lot. Anyways,
So it's perfectly preserved, is what you're saying.
yeah, everything on the top of Everest is perfectly okay. No, that's gonna send me down like
Yes.
a terrifying
stop it.
nerd
Stop
hole.
it! Stop it!
Okay.
We're playing D&D. Nerd on this.
Is there any shipwreckage close?
You see some lumber. Some like you see like some kind of some pieces of rope, maybe like a scrap or two of maybe a sail or something.
Okay.
Some lumber that obviously got here, but
Okay.
Is
Nothing
this walking the
nothing I could
beach
recognize.
of where we are, essentially staying on the same level?
what'd you say?
Is it so we're seeing this stuff? Is this basically walking the beach of where we are right now, just staying on the same level and not scaling?
Yeah, this is all water right here.
Right. I'm looking here and saying like this is all the stuff that'll be like over here on the same level, but us not having to go up a level, right? Was where you're describing all this content that we're finding.
I would say you're cut off from going any further.
So there's a wall, and that's a sheer cliff that you're clicking on.
So this is a sheer cliff. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to like visualize how much space we have to explore before we're climbing up. And you're saying that there's a beast, there's some bodies, and there's some lumber. I'm not sure if we're like, but we're still eventually just facing like a wall that we feel like we're still gonna have to like climb, right?
Yeah, you guys landed in like a 100-yard.
Enough for the airship to go put us down in,
Yeah.
but not enough to go. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, vertically scaling this can be a little difficult with just the climbing gear, but we also have the broom.
Well, I was
On-
gonna suggest that maybe somebody fly up on the broom, kind of peep over the ledge to make sure we aren't gonna climb up and come face to face with something that we really don't want to come face to face to.
Yeah.
So
no,
yeah,
let's
I
do
can
that.
climb up, or I can go up on the broom. I can tack in a piton or two and set up an anchor on top and then drop down a rope for everyone to climb to help. Or I can just drop the broom down and hope it doesn't get blown away in the wind. But there's a couple of things we can do, but I can go do that real quick.
Is it windy right now?
You guys had waited to land in a time when the kind of weather cleared. So weather's not a factor right now. Wind or
Okay.
All right,
So
I'll
either
take.
way, it'll be easy.
I don't know if you guys had heard me. I did say that there was a path,
Oh, well,
but I'm just saying what you guys. But don't go away from what you're thinking. But I just wanted to say, there was a path.
All right. If there's a path, then this is what we do. Val, still go up on the broom and just hover above us, but just do it. Astrid said, and crest the 20, like crest that ridge right there. See if there's anything just above us, and for whatever you can see, and just let us know. Right? If there's nothing immediately around us, we're fine. But then you can just be our eyes and above us and can kind of see ahead of time. If there's anything we need to be worried about. Otherwise, we'll just follow the path for as far as we need to. If we get to a point where we feel like we can't take the path, then we can all just figure out what we need to do with the broom and ropes and climbing gear, right? But
Yeah.
just take the broom, just use the broom for scouting, and just do that right now.
How wide is the path?
I would say the path is like about 10 feet wide.
Okay. Yeah.
Is the
I just want to
slope-
know what's on the other end of the path.
It's not narrow. It's looks like
Okay.
a comfortable. It's not narrow, and it's not particularly like treacherous.
I think I
by
know
the
what
looks of
Astrid's
it.
asking. Does it look like it's man-made, animal-made, or like something terrible made this?
You would have to do a
That's
perception.
part of it.
Yeah.
I'll do a perception check for that.
And then
So
I'm
while they're-
also, since we already, this isn't, I don't feel like this is meta gaming since we already know that there's a possibility of a dragon. I'm just worried that if we're gonna walk into this, 10-foot space that has ice walls on either side of it, that's a really solid place for all of us to get destroyed by a breath attack.
Mm-hmm.
That's also what I'm thinking.
We've all, well, everyone but you have experienced that before, and it is on the
As
back
far
of
as we
my
know.
mind.
As you take a look at this path, Liam, you approach it. You immediately realize that like it is steep enough where it's slippery, and your ability to climb it is a little bit hindered.
Would the boots not help with that? Those special like claw boots we got?
How many put them on?
Put mine on.
I mean, I'll put them
If
on.
I got a pair, I probably would have put them on once I
Yeah.
got off the ship.
Yeah, as soon as I feel like they're necessary, I'll put them on.
So
All right,
so
pop quiz. What are they called? Because I wrote it down, so I definitely have them on.
I can scroll up.
Crampons.
That's true.
Crampons.
Such a weird
Because
name.
I definitely thought it was something
Tampons?
else for half a second. Yeah, I was like, no,
Yep.
that's. I know
Part
what
of me-
those are. That's not what it is.
That's what that does.
part of me was just like, I think they're gonna think I made this up.
I think you did make it up, but
Uh,
That's not how they work.
Listen, I just started listing Everest
Look,
facts.
it's very clear when it's a real name that Viva makes up or it's a real name that the game gives him. If it has a bajillion vowels in it and like
Yeah.
game made
Well,
him to him. If
I
it's
did not
something...
make up grandpa. So at your first bit of like instance of you're losing your grip, you immediately like go to put on your crampons, attaching them to your shoe, and you feel instantly like your ability to you can traverse on this ice now at the same speed that you would normally. You're investigating this ice path, and as you look how it's like chiseled into the wall of ice, you brush your hand over this kind of glistening
don't
water,
do it to me.
and right behind it you just see this face in terror.
We're not taking the path.
Still.
We're not taking the path. We're all going a different way.
Ghosts!
You relay to the group that there's somebody frozen in the ice, and you guys kind of like turn and look, and it's not just the walls that surround this path. There are people and beasts frozen into the iceberg itself.
There's a good
Well-
chance this whole iceberg that we're walking on is just people. It's all people.
Ah,
I mean, it might be the indication that the
Yeah, we're might be the right
ice
place.
is, no, so it might be if the ice cap, if people and the animals are frozen into the ice, there's only two possibilities, right? One is the ice is formed naturally by like probably something flooding and then froze over, or two, these people and the animals are frozen by something with their icy breath or something.
I'm gonna go with the guy frozen like is not being frozen by frozen like water flowing over him and then freezing.
Yeah, so yeah,
I'm gonna
imagine
go
number
with
two
the
as
guy that I
well.
see standing there in
imagine
terror,
number two as
probably pointing at something terrible. Let's do. If it's not windy right now, let's stay
Let's kind of
off
road.
the beaten path, but try to like keep an eye on where we should be going. So follow the trail of bodies, but just don't be the trail of bodies, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Val, you want to go up first?
I have a question
hold
about the
on.
bodies.
No, hold
Uh-huh.
on. I've got a better one.
What's up?
Can I make an investigation check to see if there is a flying bison frozen in the ice?
Oh no!
Oh, my joke!
uh,
I literally just texted him. I was like, we're about to find the answer.
wow, stole the joke.
Oh no!
Well,
Yoink.
had you let M ask it, I would have said yes, and you guys would have had a
Oh,
flying
right.
bison.
Okay,
but, you know,
okay.
Motherfuck!
Sorry.
Could have had an air monk and everything. 12 and annoying, but it'll be cool.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
you'd be
For
best
now on,
friends
it would have
with
been
you.
it'd have been a whole campaign where you had to charter, like, drive around a little boy. That would
We already
It's
are.
different areas.
Yeah.
We have Darth and Liam. I think we're set.
All right, you got our Astrid, you got something?
Yes. Oh God, I want to know so many things, but my investigation is so crappy. I want to just kind of. So you said there are lots of bodies.
We only have 20 hours. Do we have to check everything
I-
at the door, or do we like? I mean, maybe we should just keep going towards finding where we need to get into.
As we go along, if we decide that we want to go up the path, I would like to look for a certain body.
Okay.
If you describe me with a body, I have
I
really
would
good
like
investigation.
to look. I'm looking for a tiefling.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. All right. I will let you know if you see one. You have to do an investigation check, but
Oh,
Do you say it? Do you ask me to? Do you want all of us to look for
Yeah.
it, or
Well, yeah.
do you want to describe the tiefling, like a red tiefling, a blue tiefling, tall, short,
It would have been
male,
great if I had
female,
put that down in my notes. It's
male, female,
a female. Female tiefling. I don't think I know the color of the tiefling.
All right,
I'm gonna
tiefling
assume
color.
red because it was Makath the Crimson.
Oh. Yep. I was
Oh,
just seeing the name. I was just looking at the name. Yeah.
Which
so
is-
red.
she's very clever.
I don't
so
know who
she
this
knows
no,
is.
it's an ironic
I
name.
don't know any of this.
I'm really tired. Okay.
I just take notes.
She got
I
that
took the
name because
notes
she,
too,
she
but I
always
was-
uses crampons.
Yeah. You don't know. She could just be a mass murderer.
Or that.
This is really dark. Sorry.
Um,
All right.
All right.
I'll
Whenever
do-
you, yeah.
Yeah. I'll just describe the tiefling. I won't really explain why, but I
No,
will
it's
just
fine.
describe-
I'll look. So, do you want us to take the path and look, or
Just
do you
everybody.
Look?
Well, why don't you guys all just roll your investigations?
Okay.
So that way I'll know who finds it, if it's findable.
I rolled
Yeah.
a 23.
A 5.
All right. So the brothers are keen to look for this. If it's to be found, it will be by those two.
Perfect.
Now-
If it's about a dead body, we know where it is.
yeah.
oh my god, yeah.
You guys are approaching about
I
40
take
minutes.
the broom.
Okay.
I know we said this 20 minutes ago and have been talking about the same thing for the past 20 minutes,
Only
but I've
been
taken the
10
broom.
minutes. It's
No.
only been like 3 or 4 minutes.
No,
Ugh.
it's been a good amount of time. We got to put on boots. Look for the.
Meanwhile, I've had
That's
my
why
boots on
I-
this entire
that's why I
time,
said
just
we should
sitting
just
on
go.
the broom.
Anyways, it's all right. It's all right.
You
guys,
kept talking, Alex.
it don't matter. I'm gonna keep
Fine.
my own. I'm gonna keep my own timer.
Oh God.
I was asking how the how the
It's
description
fine.
was
It's
when I was
fine.
talking.
It's fine. We're moving. So yeah. So okay.
Broom. Right?
Broom
So
it
I'll-
up.
I'll head up to the ridge and peek my head over to see if anything looks like it's about to blast me in the face with some ice.
Can I get a stealth?
Yeah.
So you take this your broom up and you kind of like circle up, right, real slowly until you crest just the top of the next layer of this iceberg. You see another flat that pushes back underneath that big giant wave of ice that's the peak of this thing, and in the heart of it is this crevasse split down the middle of the ice walls. There, where you're at, I would say about 40 yards to the ice walls and the entrance of the crevasse, you don't see any living thing or any undead thing. Don't read into what I'm saying.
No, that's fine.
But again, through that crevasse, you see another flat and some kind of like wood and leather structure behind it.
Okay. do I see any markings such as kind of like wind shear markings? Like if the wind's blowing really hard, you know how icicles would get formed in a certain direction? Anything like that, like coming out from there?
So what you notice is the interesting thing is it's flat across here,
Mhm.
and then these walls come up, and then that ice climbs over. So where the crevasse is, it's like a perfect windbreak. So
Okay.
it seems as though like beyond it is safe. Beyond it and into the crevasse is safe from the elements.
Cool. I'll, depending on how far away I am, I'll cast a message back to the rest of the group and just say,
You're only 20 feet above them.
You just
Maybe
still gonna
less if
cast
they
message.
maybe less if they started going up the path.
I'm still gonna whisper, be like, okay, guys, it looks relatively all clear. There's only about 40 feet, 40 yards. I don't remember what it was, but it's 40 something until the windbreak, so we can go. And then I'll just call out to them, like, all right, do you guys want the broom, or are you guys gonna walk up the stairs, the path?
The path seems like it's bad luck. Let's just send the broom back down and just go. Everyone go up and down the broom.
Okay, I'll take. So we'll do that. If there's any rolls that we need to make, we'll make them. But I'm assuming that's just gonna take longer.
We don't know how long the path is. You literally hopped up you just skipped everything.
Well, it's 20 feet. So
Right.
if you're gonna take,
I don't know how long the path is.
Okay, so it's 20 feet straight up. So you guys can either do the climb without rolling, and I would say that will take like, I don't know, 15 minutes. You could take the path, and that'll take about 20 minutes. If you want to roll, it may go faster climbing straight up. But if you guys miss your rolls,
I was saying, like, if we use the broom and just drop the broom down from where he is, like
you guys gonna just chuck the broom down every time?
It would float down, and then we would catch it. And
I don't know if a broom would float down.
It wouldn't. It would just fall.
It's
No one's
like
using the
it's
magic to
a
activate
nominal
it.
object. As soon as you're not on it riding it, it's just a broom. So you would drop it and it would fall at.
Can you use Mage Hand to just grab it and bring it down to the next person?
I can do that. I can 100%.
How many times can you cast Mage Hand?
Infinite.
As many times as you want. It's
Okay,
a cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
And it's 20 feet, and you can.
I can control it up to 30.
Okay.
So Mage Hand, cast it, grab it, bring the broom down, load the next person up, have them go up. They can move within one round over 20 feet, go up the top.
And we're not really doing rounds, so okay. So
I'm just saying,
this actually is considerably faster. So this in total probably takes like 10 minutes.
So yeah.
So
All right,
as you guys find yourselves the whole squad on this second plane, staring at this ice wall with the crevasse, and in it maybe something.
So we're here now.
You guys, yes, yep. You guys have spent about 50 minutes now on this iceberg.
Okay. And I'm gonna draw in here just so that I know, and visually the audience would know as well. Going in here is there another wall, or is there like you said there's a cave or something we can go into from here?
It's like two sheer walls, and there's a split in the middle that we can go through.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is the split in the middle.
Right, and that's what I drew the line into. It's like we can walk straight forward and go into that. This is an overhang above it. Damn it. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
This is an overhang, right? We some amount of height above us, and then we didn't. Did we see when we're flying in? Did we see what was right here? And how far this would be?
When you're flying above, you hadn't really. You guys hadn't taken a look.
Do we want? All right. Do we want to go through this, or do we want to go up another level? I feel like we should just go through the crack, right?
I don't think we can go up another level. I think we gotta go.
How much was the overhang?
About 15 feet.
And then, but how far back is it?
Like, could we do the same thing that we just did with the room and the perception on the next level?
Yeah, I mean we're not in combat round, so like you could fly a good little. It's like I'm not.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying is like we could if we wanted to go up another tier, we
Yep.
could, or we can go forward. So that's what I'm asking to the group. Do we want to proceed forward through the crack? Which, by the way, based on location, isn't too far from the frozen bodies path.
Yeah. Well, we can at least do the same thing that we just did, where we just take a peek above on the next level using the broom. That way, we might kind of know what that crack kind of leads to.
Okay. Val, you want to go up
Just so
again?
we gather as much information
Sure.
in the least
I'll go
amount of
check.
time.
Yep, let's do it.
So
Then you would do one more stealth. Just do a stealth and investigation right away.
Okay.
So as you float up to the next shelf, you see it stretch back until where you had kind of had presumed that inner cavern in the crevasse was. There are holes in the ice that lead down to the opening to the chamber below it. Then the ice wall kind of gets smooth again as the last crescending wave of ice comes over it. You don't notice anything else except for that. There doesn't seem to be any indication that there's anybody around.
Okay. I'll relay that information to everybody else and just say it probably looks like we need to just head on the way we were going.
So I guess what I'm saying is like what it looks like is ice with Swiss cheese holes in it.
Oh.
That permeates the ice shelf. This ice shelf. And then you know that there's a chamber below it because of the ice walls and the chasm.
All right. Yeah, I'll let them know that that is the form of the ice up on the second shelf. And
So if we go to the second shelf, we can see down and we can.
Yeah. I was about to ask, do you want to just
sure.
peek into one of
Um,
those?
Sure.
Don't-
Would yeah, that's fine.
What? What were you thinking?
No, I don't think it. I'll figure it out. I'm trying to get my thoughts together. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna say
same thing,
another
mage hand, and I'll
another
reach
another
up
10
and grab
minutes
it
of
every
you
time.
kind of doing this thing where the four of you reach up to this next shelf and you see it kind of just it's this kind of beautiful like white ice with these holes in it, like they kind of taper in and they're in different spots of this shelf.
I just
Alright.
want to see if I can do a perception check to see perception or investigation, but I just want to see, do we think structurally this I'm gonna say this floor level looks sound? Like if we walk around the holes, like if we're gonna collapse it, or if we walk on it. I'm wondering if we're like in like a frozen
I would
lake
say
situation or
this
whatever.
would need to be like more survival.
Oh fuck. Hey,
But at the same time, you don't have to be the only one to roll it.
Okay, I was like, hey guys,
I have a
do you guys,
decent
what does that look
survival.
like? Yeah, what does that look like to you? And I'm just gonna say,
I have plus 0 survival.
everyone roll it.
There you go. 22.
Cool.
It's thick. Even where it tapers in and creates those holes, you notice the rim of that ice is still like a good 2 feet thick.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I also use this roll, or I'll make a different one to also? Would I know that metagaming, the class features of the ranger has changed. However, my theoretical background of knowing not everything about dragons, but some stuff about dragons, would I know Or would I be able to ascertain if these holes look like they were burrowed by a white dragon?
Oh, they're
Or
way
if
too
these
small
were-
for that.
Okay. I just wanted to.
They're at most like maybe one's about 10 feet wide. Mostly they're like I would say like 3 to 5 feet wide. These holes, definitely not.
And then did they look burrowed at all or more like melted? Like are they all uniform with claw marks or do they look like
No,
melted?
they look like they had melted. Like
Okay.
like the tapering and stuff. And the ice is smooth. It's tapered. Nothing looks like it's been chiseled or carved or anything.
All right,
Right.
let's as a
It looks
group,
like
if
it's-
we think structurally it's fine, let's go up to the edge of one and just like look in.
All right. Can I get some investigation checks?
Wow.
Going up today.
Valen with the crap
I know.
roll.
3, what was that? What, my third single digit roll today?
It's fine.
Aw,
You're saving them
that's-
up for later.
It's nice. Only three single
You
digit
guys
rolls.
look down through the holes,
Hey, man, I'm
And-
sorry. I'll shut up now.
and
Oh.
Oh, map.
what you see is,
Oh, this is cool.
Cool map.
is a village below you, and you notice that there's a little bit of smoke that kind of comes up. You feel a little bit of heat coming up through these holes, as each one of these holes seems to be above one of these domiciles, and it dawns on you that they were created over long periods of time in which the hearths of these domiciles below had the heat had risen and melted the ice above it, creating these like almost chutes.
This is a cool map. I like the edging.
That's super cool.
Can I take a perception or investigation check to see if the domiciles, while they have at one point or currently have smoke coming out of them, do I perceive them to be more like native living, or would I perceive them to be more of like, would this potentially be like a cultist installment?
Yeah, foreign or domestic.
I don't know if that makes sense for a roll or not.
So you saying you already did the roll for it?
No, I'm asking, is there a roll that I can do to try and check that?
Yeah. Your perception, like, I would say, okay, so what you guys see, those that had the high investigation rolls, is that this mini village below you seems to have taken good use of the animals in this area. You see that the larger domiciles, kind of a big structure, maybe like a town hall, if you would. No, I don't want to say town hall because I'm thinking you're thinking something probably bigger than that, but
Like a chieftain's hut?
yeah, that and these other tents and stuff. You can see like the glossy white bones of what you probably presume is like large fish or seal or whales or walrus from the area. The skins of these tents and these domiciles seem to be made of maybe seal skin or something of the such. You do notice that there is some smoke, not a lot, because one of your companions tried to notice on our way down if there was life there. Right now, because it's kind of like midday, and the way the sun was shining in was coming in through that front gate, and also like kind of through those same circular holes in the top. It gives it this atmosphere kind of You know that you grow plants in, and it's like a glass shape,
Atrium or
an atrium. Yeah. So
Greenhouse?
kind of
greenhouse or atrium.
yeah, greenhouse atrium. Yeah, both. I was thinking both. So it
Got
kind of like keeps it holds the heat in, like the allows the heat in, kind of holds it inside these walls and makes this a livable space. Briefly, you guys see some figures moving. Hold on, I gotta get the right.
I do feel like we're all just like hovering over the map, like or over this hole, which is kind of cool.
Oh yeah, the shape.
Mm-hmm.
Astrid, can I get a history check from you?
Absolutely. When I can find it. Oh.
You
Yay.
part of what you're seeing, you do recognize as a lot of the same get-ups from some of your drinking buddies that you had met in 10 Towns.
Okay.
Those ice the ice hunters.
Okay.
These look and dress in the same manner.
Okay.
Do you say this
I
out
will
loud?
relay that information
So
quietly so we don't get spears thrown at our face.
So there's a good chance they are not cultists.
Or
I
don't know how good the cultists are at blending in.
So far, they've never been good at blending in, except for literally they're just generally like hello and like we're here to murder you. But yeah.
So, okay, with this information, then, guys, like the way
I
that I'm
say-
perceiving where we're at is actually this village is probably been attacked by the white dragon, and that giant cascade of ice on the other side of that sheer wall.
Victims of this.
So like this is probably their like that's probably like a natural. This is probably this iceberg is a natural defense, and they're hiding. It's kind of what this is feeling like to me. So I feel like we're not quite where we need to be yet.
Sure.
But these
so
guys might have
they might be giving
information
us
for us.
directions.
Yeah.
So do we want everyone to go down and talk to them? Because they're just one tier down, right, Viva?
Yeah, they're 15 feet below you.
Okay. So being
Would it be
Can I just call out to them from here?
Well, I was gonna say, would it be?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I wouldn't want us to call out because that might be like, oh shit, and then like you're saying, throw spears at us or whatever.
Yeah, but we're hidden by a bunch of ice. They wouldn't hit us.
Yeah, but what if the ice fall? We don't want to like just be like surprised. Like let's just like go in the front door, knock kind of thing, and just like maybe we don't send everyone in. Just send like whoever wants. Astrid seems to already had like a drinking, but just send Astrid and Valen in. They're the best two talkers.
Yeah.
Let them
Would it
talk,
be-
and then me and you play. If something goes sideways, me and you play air support.
Sure.
We can drop them a rope down. They can climb 15 feet and get out from here. Or we can give them. We'll just give them one of them the broom to keep in their back pocket. If they ask what it is, just tell them that they came around to sweep it up to some of the snow. I don't know. Doesn't have to be logical. Just,
Astrid, you were saying something?
Oh, I was just gonna ask if, based off what we see now, would it be a logical assumption to draw that this next, the tier down, the crevasse that we saw was the entrance to kind of like these village clusters or
No.
cluster?
Yeah, so I saw like a wooden structure through the crevasse.
Oh, okay.
What you likely saw was this, or maybe even this, as this southern part is the entrance of the crevasse.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Yeah.
down. Wait, I can't. Why can't I ping? Oh, there it goes. Down there's the entrance to the crevasse. I probably saw this thing.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah, let's do it.
So we'll do the room sequence back down. You guys take the broom. Me and Val will stay up here. We'll stay quiet. You know, you don't have to tell them we're here. You don't have to tell them we're not here. You know, whatever. And we'll watch. We'll listen. And you guys get some information. You have us for backup if it, you know, if things go sideways. But you know, you guys talk it out with them, and see if we can figure out where the Jack and Horn is. Um, try to phrase it that our goal, not to be sidetracked, but like there's a chance that there is a white dragon here and the dragon horde here, and they're not related. It's
Correct.
unlikely, but there's, you know, we are in a wintry wonderland, so there's a chance that, you know, this could just be a general dragon nest and two or as well. So try to phrase it if they are concerned with the dragon, but they know where the Dragonhorn is, that like they are together or whatever. But just try to get information on the Dragonhorn because that has to be our priority, just for the timing and of everything. Because we only have, you know, like an outlet or 19 hours.
Okay.
All right. I go mage hand them, let them go fly down and mage hand the broom back up, and then get Valen down. And then I go back to hiding at the top of this hole.
So should we roll for stealth when we go into the thing?
You're
mean,
not
it's
gonna
up to-
stealth.
I mean,
don't.
it's up to you how you want to walk in.
Well, Astrid, how do you want to play this out? Do you want to just
I don't
acting like
think-
we were?
I think no matter what we say, they're not going to believe us because I'm sure they don't get a lot of random people showing up.
I know.
So I don't think we should proceed in a sneaky way, but we should definitely proceed with caution. Like the crevasse that we're about to walk through, I definitely think that we should check to make sure that we aren't going to hit a tripwire or something like that.
Okay.
Because I feel like these people, because they live
what-
literally in the middle of what possibly might be a dragon-made iceberg, they're pretty resourceful and wily. So
you-
like,
Okay.
Do you want to do an investigation checks?
yeah,
Sure.
yeah, we can do investigation.
I didn't say do you want to do successful investigation checks.
Yeah, we can just both roll.
Yeah, let's just roll.
Valen, as you guys approach,
Nice.
Valen, you kind of you want to stride in Astrid with like you're looking, but he stops you. He points to a sled of dogs lying to the left, inner left side of this entrance, all tied together in a manner like sled dogs happen to be tied together. They've yet to notice you.
Okay. So I speak quietly to I speak softly to Astrid, saying that maybe we should play off as we are the, I would say, traders from Luskins, that we were looking for hide for seals, but our guides, basically we got betrayed by our guide, and so that's why we got stranded in the middle of the ice. What do you think?
We could try that.
Okay.
But I mean, what are we gonna do
Yeah.
about the dogs? Because they'll probably alert anybody around once they see
No,
us.
I have some jerky. I mean, I can use jerkies to quiet them down if necessary.
There are 12 dogs. Do you have 12 jerkies?
Let me check. I don't think so, but let me check in case. Fuck.
Also, is this the fucking jerky you made from the swamp animals, the lizard folk and the
I
crocodiles?
actually have. Yeah, I have 10 pounds of polar bear jerky that I purchased with my gold. I don't know if I want to use them all, but mm, how about this? Dan, can I roll? And if I roll against a number and I win, like I got the value equal or greater than that number, I will only lose 1 pound of the jerky. But if I miss that number, I would lose like 5 pounds of the jerkies.
There
Okay.
is a thing specifically called animal handling in the game.
Oh, that's true. I no, but okay. Let me roll animal handling, but against one number then.
Well, okay, so you're gonna need a 15 or higher in order to successfully give these 12 dogs only one. No, you're gonna need like a 16 or higher to successfully give these 12 dogs only 1 pound of polar bear.
Okay.
If you are below, if you are from 16 to 16 to 12, that's 2 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're lower than 11,
11.
11 to 8, that's 3 pounds. And if you roll below an 8, all hell broke loose, and you got to give them all your.
I got +0 animal handling. All right, let's go.
How many pounds do you have?
10 pounds.
Okay, so from 7 to 5 is 4 pounds.
Okay.
4, anything below a 4 is everything you got. You just had to.
Okay, got it. All right, so
Not to get you back into your gambling days. Woo!
I got, so that's 3 pounds, I think.
3 pounds. 3 pounds.
All right,
So you start to dish it out, and they just start like ravaging, and you notice that they're kicking up a lot of noise, and so you throw in another 2 pounds of this. You just start like kind of to spread them out so that they're not just all like diving in on each other and barking and biting at each other. It seems within the 3 pounds of this polar bear jerky that you're tossing out, it's satiating them and keeping them quiet. Now all they're just like kind of like dug down with their paws on their jerky, like just trying to rip it apart, paying you no mind whatsoever as you guys walk through.
All right, then we walk into the room. I'll place myself at here.
Yeah, if you can place
This is such a
yourself.
fucking D&D moment. I love it.
Sorry, guys. Everything's been growing great, though.
Did you put yourself out there?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
There you are.
Yeah, I see.
I have colorful triangles all over my map, though. Oh no! Oh, I don't know. It's fine. Don't worry about
Oh
it.
no. Hold on.
It's acting kooky because like if I zoom in, I lose part of the map.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's still
Okay.
completely visible.
So you guys have now made it like 10, 15 feet inside of this crevasse, and you see these giant walls, and you see how the tents are arranged along the outside. You presume to kind of keep the heat in. You guys can proceed. You have yet to be detected.
Okay.
What are you drinking? Is that apple juice?
Not necessarily. It's apple juice with something mixed in.
Oh, nice. I was just wondering, I was like, that's a big thing of whiskey. So I just gave you the.
Oh my! No, if I drink whiskey, I'm not gonna have a good night. Like,
Me either,
No,
man.
no,
That's my. That's,
I can't drink like distilled liquor. Like my stomach just go banana.
no, my brain goes bananas if I have whiskey.
No.
All right, what are you guys gonna do?
Um.
Do you want to take a quick look around just to kind of assess the situation?
Then I will roll a stealth first, and then go look quick around. I'll try to roll stealth. Stealth.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Wow.
For an investigation? Or
No, for
No, he went
sneaky,
stealth.
sneaky.
he went stealth. Oh, okay.
I want to say you could, with that stealth check, you could probably make it to the other end of the cavern.
Holy cow! Really?
25 stealth right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So
you can.
Hold on. Sorry. David's sitting here trying to figure out what's wrong with my roll 20, but it doesn't matter. I have to roll. Get out of here.
Go get David, get.
all right. So
I
then I will go back and I'll go to this area and then kind of survey the surrounding area and see
Didn't-
what's the what's inside of the chest.
No,
Those aren't
please.
chests. Okay, so we didn't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, he nobody can see him.
That's because there was a distraction behind him.
Yep. That's
Wait, hold on.
'cause
What are you doing? You're gonna. Okay, so those
I
are
rolled-
chairs. As you approach them,
Okay.
they look like thrones. Like you see
Okay.
them like kind of intricately carved in whalebone and such.
Mm.
There's a hierarchy from what you can tell. Oh my god.
I don't know what's going on.
That is so weird.
There's a hierarchy inside of. You could tell right off the bat with your history and everything, naturally, and there's a chair and like a throne, a smaller throne. The way it's settled in here at the kind of like the head of the table, if you will. This is what you gather.
And these and all the enemies, well, all the personnel within the room have all presented on the.
No, you don't know how many people are here yet.
Then
You snuck across and then you wanted to check out.
All
You would
right,
have to
so
do
then
some.
I will go back to Astrid. Just. All right.
Well, so while you were stealthing, I'm assuming that I immediately was spotted. So
Well, I would say you. It's up to you with your low stealth roll. Like, what were you planning on doing?
I mean, I was just gonna kind of take a look around, get a feel for everything, and see if how everything was gonna be. Like, are they gonna react really hostilely, like hostile?
Oh,
Yeah,
Hostile.
word.
yeah.
Yeah, hostile.
Okay, so why don't you move to where you planned on moving?
I planned. Well, gosh, if I can, I was just gonna literally just like walk in, like right, kind of at the entrance, and take in as much as I could before. Like, so I barely. We
Okay,
barely.
so the stealth roll was for you to do the next thing. You guys persuaded the dogs to not paying attention to you.
Right.
Valen made a stealth roll because he wanted to go further into the cavern.
Okay. And I wanted
You-
to as well.
Okay, so were you going with him, or were you taking like maybe a different route?
Well, he was just walking into the crevasse, right? Or like to
He-
the where the entrance was.
You guys had already passed it. When you fed the dogs, you guys had already basically come inside.
He's literally
Okay.
across the room.
Oh, I
Yeah,
can't see him because of the Technicolor triangles. Sorry.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Did you see that image?
Yes.
he
That's bonkers.
he is all the way across the room. He has left
Okay.
you in his dust.
Yeah, before you had rolled, he had already got across the room
Oh, okay.
and checked out the
Well,
throne. So
yeah, he can. I mean, he can check it out. I'll just walk in like I don't know. Like no matter what, I think I'm just gonna have to go in this head first. So
Okay, so as you walk in, and I'm gonna move you a little bit forward.
Mhm.
It isn't long before you're noticed, and you kind of hear this noise as it kind of echoes through the area.
I'm not gonna actively take a defensive stance, but I would like to um
It's
be a little bit more ready. I don't think that's gonna help, but I just want to make it known.
Uh,
Oh,
some of the
shit.
other ice hunters come out from their tents, and they walk into this area, this big area. One of the female ice hunters approaches you. Now, what in the world are you doing here?
Well, that's a great question. Hi, I'm my name's Astrid. I was
I ain't hard
out
of hearing.
here.
You can talk faster.
I was I was out looking. I was out with a group of traders and got double crossed. Myself and my partner got double crossed, and they dumped us here.
You got a partner?
Yes,
Where
he's
the-
waiting outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you best go get him because we don't take kindly to strangers around here.
All right, so
I
should I just
should.
move?
You
I'll
can't hold on to. You can't just start moving
Oh.
your character.
Okay.
I'm assuming you can hear all of this, and if possible, stealth back to where you were and
You'd have
act
to
like
do
you're about.
another.
Oh
You'd have
God.
to do another stealth there,
Hold on.
Valen.
on.
Just because Astrid's good at talking doesn't mean Emily's good at talking.
No, it's okay. Let me roll the stealth again. Let me roll the stealth again.
The two rogues, the
Wait,
two
wait, hold
stealthy
up.
ones.
Hold up.
I
hold
know.
up.
Well,
So-
Yeah,
no,
we
no,
were
no,
like,
no,
where's
no.
the two stalking people in there? And I'm
hold
sure
on,
they'll
hold
talk
on.
you
their way
guys
out
are-
of
you guys
it.
are just
They
gonna
immediately
talk.
stealth.
Okay, hold on.
we rolled
Valen, Valen rolled a 25. But anyways,
Because I was stealth before, I should have the advantage roll, right?
no, it's no longer because now everybody's at high alert. Like they've been alerted to strangers.
They
Fudge.
never noticed me though.
Exactly, they did not notice you.
Yeah, so my stealth should still be in fact. So
Right, but now that Astrid has tipped them off, like everybody's on high alert. That whistle, that was to be like, hey, there's fucking intruders here. So
Yeah.
He's totally
Shit,
right.
sorry.
I look at Val from the top and I just whisper, I think it's going well.
All right, here we go.
yeah, before they got tipped off, I'd have let you walk around all day with that 25, man.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
You stumble from the back, and all of a sudden, and more figures come out from the shadows as you've caught them off guard. Spears come out, and they're immediately, you see these like glistening white whalebone spears in their hands.
I'll immediately just like put my hands up where they can see them.
Yeah, me too.
And I'll just sorry for the apologies for the stealth. We obviously are just like you, a little on alert since we were just double crossed. So apologies for our caution.
Well, we'll see
So-
what Bark and Seal will want with you too, and a lot of these ice hunters kind of lead you towards the center of this area. Go ahead, Valen.
So I raise my hands, and I say that my partner was right. So she and I and our companions, we were.
Y'all got companions too?
We're a bunch of traders for different kind of goose. And this time we were looking for seal hide. And we hired a guy from Luskin, but he ditched us. Basically, he just left us, and all of us just got scattered around. And she and I are the only two people I know that survived the blizzard. And we were hoping to find a shelter. And I kind of slept through the whatever opening on above, and then I slide all the way down here. But
as soon as we hear that, me and Val roll away from the edges.
I want you guys to both do stealth against my perception.
I have advantage.
Ay, ay, ay.
I thought we were being betrayed.
Mal?
Why do you guys never stick to one story?
Okay, so no, it works. As the whole of this village looks up, you guys whoop out of the way. Story checks out as far as, but in the middle of this comes out like kind of like a burly this burly guy with this huge beard with this like flail of white in the middle of it. He's draped in he has like the mixture of like seal skin, which is brown, mixed with like polar bear hide. So it has these different colors. And he goes and he sits in this chair in front of you. Continue.
So, as I was saying, we are traders from Fendelin, and our shop.
Thought you were from Leshkin.
No, we hire a guide at Luskin. We knew it's dangerous to come into this area without any guide. But there were some businessmen and rich people want to purchase rare seal hide from this region. So this is why me and her, we came here. Hopefully we can get some good quality seal hide. But just before we reached this iceberg, our guide ditched us, took away our rations and our supply, and basically left us on a boat. So we drifted here, and we were trying to find a shelter to stay alive. And this is how we
I need you to roll deception.
Persuasion, maybe?
Deception. You are lying through your teeth. That was persuasion. Now try deception.
No, that's perception. That's perception.
Deception with a D.
Deception. Deception is +5.
It's slightly lower. I tell you what, being stranded out here, you must not have been good crewmates. There is no survival. So, here you are, the two of you. Just the two of you. Many, many miles away from the next village. Looking for sealskin. How much sealskin do you think you would have looked for? Seem like novice hunters.
They are.
Let me see.
Let me see your spear.
Our spears were stolen by our guide. All of our weapons and rations that wasn't carried on us were by our guide.
Astrid's walking around with a giant
literally
glaive.
have a glaive on my back.
Well, but you wouldn't use a glaive for seal hunting, though.
Oh, I know, but he said we left our weapons.
Oh,
No,
okay.
No, I said our weapon that we weren't carry on us were stolen by our guy.
Gotcha.
You guys are up shit's creek without pals, like we would like to say around here, but
At this moment, I don't think pets are our first concern anymore. We just want to stay alive and we want to get back to Vendolin as safely as we could. And
how do you figure we can help you get out of here? I'll tell you one thing, we lived up here, we haven't seen civilization in 40, 50 years. I'm not sure we can help you. You honestly might be better skipping ice shelves back doors down to Trentonstown.
Can't hear from where we are. Fuck.
let me think. Let me think.
What we have is a predicament.
Mm-hmm.
I take care of this here village. We can't take on newcomers, and we definitely can't leave here. So it might be best if you two, Bucky, you ain't gonna survive. But I can't
Sorry.
help you.
But
I
would you
whisper.
be-
I really quickly.
Okay.
I whisper to my brother because we're still on our backs. Like, can you hear what's going on?
All right, I'm gonna make a perception check to see if I can hear what's been going on.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah,
All right, you ready to just go in? Cowabunga.
When we hear something bad, we'll take another peek.
All right, I am preparing to go Cowabunga.
Yeah, we'll prepare to Cowabunga in a minute. I was gonna see if we should be casting message to them. I'm like, I'll still just be like, I'll still send I'll send a message to Astrid, and I'll be like, not sure how it's going, but if you found anything out about the dragon horde, that'd be great. If you need help, you can respond to this message in your next sentence.
Now, best I could do for you is give you a place to stay for the night, but in the morning, y'all be best to ship off over the ice and make your way out of here.
If you can do that, we will be eternally grateful. I mean,
You don't have
then
time.
I can even offer my. I mean, even though I'm a trader, but I also know how to perform some songs and dances, and I can cook. So I mean, if you can gracefully, give us.
No, we
a shelter
got.
tonight,
Don't worry, we'll provide some food. It's
that would be even greater. Thank you very much.
all right. Well, and he kind of ushers to the group to kind of stand down. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to head over there. You guys will find some bunks. Sunset, and it's gonna get real cold. Hell, if you're not inside of this here cavern, probably won't even survive the night. And I wish you luck, because you guys are facing hell tomorrow. And he leads you guys over.
I'm
to
gonna try to lean over and look. We don't have time for that.
We don't have time.
20 hours. We're not waiting till nighttime to
No.
just walk out.
Then help me. I'm not the only guy in the room, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're yelling at Terry. Terry's just trying to keep him and Astrid alive.
I'm trying to think how we can
I
All
mean,
right.
my fucking bullshitting has gotten us this far. At least
Yeah.
we're still breathing.
Yeah, I mean, we're
All
not
right.
impaled
I'm
with
gonna
whalebone spears, so
if no one's looking at me, I'll cast message again, and I'd be like, ask where you heard the giant horn. If there's another place we could stay. The sound, not sound that you heard.
oh, yeah.
You're within
Uh,
120 feet. Only you hear me.
yeah, I know. I'm just trying to figure out. Chief, I have a more of a curiosity question for you, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Have you as we were traveling, we were hearing strange noises. Is that normal?
Where y'all from again?
South?
No, more specifically, where y'all from again?
Vandalin.
Right. No, there's a lot of noises up here. Sea moving ice.
Something slightly different. Felt a bit more terrifying.
No, I don't know what town sounds terrifying to you sea slickers, but yeah, it's just the ice. Maybe the wind.
No waves of dread other than the basic survival waves of dread.
You can't live like that up here.
Understood. Has anybody else ever happened this way? That you
Yeah,
can remember?
some folk make it this way, very rarely, and I mean, you probably walked up that way. You seen them elves and you seen them dwarves stuck in the ice.
Yeah,
They ain't
what was
kinfolk.
that about?
This
Is
is
that just the weather, or is that something a little bit more?
that's just life up here.
As in, there's something else. There's something else mastering the entire iceberg.
Excuse me? I said that's how life is up here.
Okay.
So it was just the weather.
You'll ask a lot of fucking questions. You all want to go to bed, make it to the morning so you can get energy to make it through that the sea ice or not?
What time is it at this point?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just so confused. Sorry,
isn't
not
it like
confused, but
the morning?
No, because so you guys, when you guys were
No.
landing, it was mid-afternoon. So,
All right, so we got a couple hours until.
so you guys, yeah, you guys actually have some time. It was, so I would say it's about like 2 or 3,
Okay.
but that's like the peak of the day before it starts cooling, right?
Yeah.
Do I
right.
see? Do I see a like where are they being led to? Like what side of the cavern are they being led to? And is there a hole near
Oh yeah.
near where they're
So
being
you
led
see
to?
your compatriots being led off to one of the bigger yurts there. When you had noticed that like they had got the attention of everybody else in the village, you had seen several people kind of climb from that one, so it's decent size. It's much bigger. size than everything else. Maybe the biggest yurt in this village.
Okay, so David, do you agree to do the plan just to get them out of there? I just need you to tell me that you agree, and then we just go with it.
Yeah, I guess. Like, it doesn't seem like anything else is happening, and
Well,
we're not
I
getting
mean,
any information.
I'm-
We're not
Like,
getting any
yeah.
information. We gotta get them
ask
out. So what waste time?
ask them about it without like just
No,
being
you're
like,
you're fine. You're fine. You did your job. We have a way to get you out. Okay. So DM, this is what we're doing. I'm going to from Val has the bag of holding. I'm gonna pull out some of the boom boom rock that we took from the airship. Okay.
I thought you had that. I didn't put.
I stored it probably in the. I mean I could have kept it on my person or
At this point, he would have put it in the bag of holding.
right.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay.
I don't think I would have kept it on me all the time. I think I would put it in the bag of holding, and I said I took it. I just take enough to make like I'm thinking like a firecracker amount of like explosion or whatever, and I'm gonna take it to the opposite far corner. So if they're going to like this yurt, I'm going to over here. I'm gonna drop it away from people. I'm gonna find a hole that's over here. I'm gonna make a firecracker noise over here. The between while we're setting up, me and Val are sending messages both to one of us each to Astrid and Valen, so they both know what's going on, telling them that this is the plan. When they hear the noise, just book it to the entrance. Valen's gonna take the broom and he's gonna go up. Val's gonna have a rope already in place for Astrid to climb up, and then they're gonna pull up the rope behind them.
Okay, so. Okay.
That is the plan.
Nothing else is happening, so and we don't have the time to sit around.
We don't have the time to sit
I don't know
around.
what else.
No one else is. No, we didn't get any information, and I don't feel like fighting everybody and or doing the kill thing. So I'm just gonna get them out and distract everybody.
I don't
So
think we can take them all.
I don't
We
care if
could
we can
get-
take them all. It doesn't matter.
I know.
I don't
so
like.
where the broom's gonna be?
You have the broom. We sent you down with the broom.
I thought you
Okay.
took it back.
No,
We took it back
sent you.
once to bring it up for the other person to go down.
He had
I-
specifically said at one point that one of you keeps it. So
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah. So one of you has the broom. I'm just gonna say like Valen takes it up. One of you is gonna climb up, and one of you is gonna fly up. And so you're in the same round. You're gonna get up essentially.
Yeah.
And then
okay,
How-
before this plan happens, I think we should take a break.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean, I don't want to go too much later. This is the only thing. But yeah, let's take a break
Alright.
if you want to do that.
All right. Well, I just want everybody to have a couple more minutes with their characters.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
fine.
dies.
Hmm.
I guess I have
And then what do you want to go for? Like maybe half hour?
Half hour.
Okay.
Break at 1 here, if that's okay.
Oh yeah, no. Fuck 1. It's only 10:30 here. Okay. So all right, welcome back everybody. We're gonna hop right back into it. Valen and Astrid are being escorted, having approached this group of ice hunters are being escorted into one of the giant yurts as guests of the ice hunters, provided that they leave in the morning. Meanwhile, the brothers are atop the ice looking down at them.
Yep. So we're prepping. I go to one side and I get the right amount of boom boom rock, what I've called it. And I get it prepped to like on the tip of an arrow, so like when I shoot it, it will just make a loud explosion and not like people will be confused by what happened. It's not meant to hurt. It's more to make a loud noise and kind of like fizzle and do a bunch of stuff. Kind of using from what I've learned from using it as a fuel. Not too much, just the right amount. And then Val will be on the other side and getting the rope ready for whoever's going to climb up. And we're planning. The way I see it would be just on the other side of the crevasse. So like, yes, it's further for them to run, but they should be sheltered by the crack or whatever, so that no one can attack them once they make it through. So hopefully they'll just escape into chaos.
Question
and then
out
we
of
send
game.
and we'll send message to everybody so that they know what's about to happen. All right.
Over under on whether I would get murdered if I tried to not come up with a different story, but try and change it, or should we just peace out?
I mean,
Sure.
we got a plan for you to get out. So like, if you want to
know, but
talk
I
your
just-
way,
This is on you. This is all on you because you are now with Valen being escorted. They can't really hear what's
Mhm.
going on. They
Yeah.
just they're willing. They have this thing about to happen. So your call is your call right now.
They can
I
send
know.
message back to us, but they're being escorted, so it'd be weird for them to send message back.
Mhm.
So, I mean, if they wanted to say something back, they could, but it would be like kind of overheard. Like everyone kind of understands how
Yeah.
message works. Yeah, like we couldn't really perceive the entire conversation, but we could kind of see you guys being escorted, and we don't really know, and we really don't have time for this, so that's why we're making this call.
That's fine. I mean, I just didn't know if maybe yeah.
What you do in the meantime is it's completely your call. So
Okay. Well,
we're just trying to get you an exit plan.
all right, since we have an exit plan. Chief, you asked why we asked so many questions. I'm personally part of a group of people that often collect information, and I was partially sent up here to help my companion here figure out where to find his riches, but I also came up here in search of someone, and I thought you might help because here is her last known location.
Nice save.
And I can roll whatever you would like me to roll.
Persuasion?
Yeah,
If
persuasion.
I need... Oh, please, digital dice. Is there a digital dice jail?
The second you say this, he stands he stands at attention and
Oh,
you see him. There's a manner of which he moves that everybody kind of closes in on you.
oh.
Like I said, there ain't a whole lot of people make it this way. Maybe you're mistaken. Maybe the person you're looking for never made it this far. I'm sure of it. Now,
Can I do a perception check really quick?
Insight check if you're trying to like see if like what he's hiding or if he's lying to you.
Yeah. Or insight or
you could do a
it's
perception
6
or
and a half.
investigation.
Okay, I'm gonna do
Let's do
investigation
about
because it's
higher.
not a negative stat.
20!
Whoa!
Nice.
You get the sense that your last statement set them on edge. That immediately they know who you're. They likely know who you're talking about,
Got it.
but you're a little too close for comfort. And
Hold on.
and
Hold on one
it's
second.
drawn to your attention how easily it is that he's willing to lie to you.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
as easy it is for you guys to lie to him.
Oh man. Can I do the perception to see if he's in disguise?
Also, hold on, let me see.
Question
I'm just
lock.
trying to like I'm very suspicious.
You think this might be the dragon?
Mm-mm. I don't know. There's just something weird going on.
I mean, I can concur, like, with the amount of people that basically congregated in this entire area.
Like, isn't there technically, if you like use disguise self, if somebody has a perception high enough?
It's an investigation check. It's an intelligence check to perceive if it's an illusion or not for disguise self. I'm very familiar with it
Okay.
because it's one of my main things. When you're trying to perceive an illusion, it's an intelligence check.
Yeah. That's my next step.
If you want to do another one, I would do a perception check.
Okay. Fuck my life.
God.
Giveth and taketh away. Yep. Okay. Well.
Now, if you kindly let me take you to your abode for this evening.
If you don't mind, we're actually gonna go grab the rest of our supplies.
You mind if some of my kin
All right.
escort you?
I mean, I think if me and Val are set up long enough, we're gonna go ahead and do our plan, and we would have been sending.
You're gonna hold on. You're gonna so you in the midst of her being able to walk out, you're gonna do this anyways.
Well, I mean, so if I finish my
still have
like,
it.
we were
We
gonna
still have a
send.
chance. We still have a chance. I would say
I was going to say we're going to send one last message to be like, we're set up in case, just let us know if you want us to do something. Like that was what I was gonna like. I was gonna say we're set up
Okay, so
to get
really
you out
hard
because
for me as
they've all been. I'm just saying I've sent
know.
multiple messages to tell them the plan. They haven't been
Yeah.
able to give me a response, so I'm giving them
Sorry.
one shot to say like a go or a no go, and our
Sorry,
go
I'm just trying to
word.
be honest. As a DM, like the tension's there. I'm like, what are you really gonna do now?
I know, but I've
You're gonna
also
have to
been
get-
like, I've been thinking like,
No,
I've been
it's
counting in
not-
my head
it's
how
like-
long this has been going on for,
Right,
and like
I
I
know.
feel like I would have
It's
been
not
over there, and how long would have taken because we were like at the first holes where we're looking at, so like Val would have been set up, so like
I
we're
had not
either,
assumed
like,
you were at the first hole.
when we were looking in.
Yeah, I assumed you guys had like were at different holes, like investigating all of them.
Oh well, regardless, I would assume Val by this time would have been able to set up the rope if for them to climb up, for one person to climb up. So I feel like this would have been long enough for them to have had their conversation that we would have been set up. So I'm giving them their chance for like pineapple or red hot chili peppers, and pineapple is our go word and red hot chili peppers is our no go word. And I say that in the message. Pineapple means go. We do go ahead with getting you out with our plan. Red hot chili peppers means no go, and we hold off. And we're ready.
If the timing is correct on that message, would I be able to answer the chief's question and his question at the same time?
I said it
just
when
don't-
I said it, so yeah.
Yeah.
What would have been the chief's question at the time?
Do you mind if somebody goes with you?
Okay, do you mind if somebody goes with you?
No, we're good.
Well,
You can certainly send
just so
people
you
with
know,
us.
I'm gonna have somebody escort you down there.
Understood. I
Okay.
will start making my way towards the exit cautiously.
I'll cast message one more time. Are we doing this, or the go word is yeah?
She just Jesus. She just
That's why I put clear. No. This is why we had
red hot chili peppers in the middle
Yeah,
of this
yeah, that's such a
conversation where I
stupid
have
code word.
That's why we had the code word.
spears.
It has to be outside of the state. It has to be outside of the sentence. It has to be outside of the common sentence. That's why it is.
Let us leave the room and then let's do this. This part is about me.
Okay,
and
so
Astrid,
so
let us
you're
do
saying
our
you
thing.
absolutely need. So you did not get it. So as
That's
they,
why I cast it again. I heard what she said, and then I will say it again. It's like, are we? Pineapple means yes, we're going. Red hot chili peppers means no, we're not. And I understand Astrid was probably not there when we made these decisions, but that is what we had as our group code words for these exact moments. Everybody, everyone's mad when it's in the moment, but this is why we came up with not
You gave us
common
the
sentences.
keywords. It's up to us to choose.
Actually, it was
guys.
not me to decide it.
Hold on.
I was not the one
As
to
I
decide
was-
this one.
It's us. It's
If
for
you
us
cast
to
a message as I'm turning to walk away, I will say as quietly as physically possible while still making noise. Which one is it? Red hot chili peppers.
Yeah, there you go.
you're escorted out by 3 of the ice hunters.
All right, I pull
As-
back and I go back to the edge.
As you guys leave this particular area, you walk back out. The storm is picked up and the fog is set. The journey back down the pathway would be heavily obscured, but you find yourselves currently out there on the middle plateau.
Okay.
Me and my brother would want to make a secondary plan, so really quickly can me and him have a real quick powwow on what we want to do from on top?
Sure.
All right, so they bailed on the plan. That's why I'm holding off, because he wouldn't know because he wasn't in the message. They're walking out.
All right. Do you want me to go ahead and just cast silence on that group so that they don't make any noise, jump down, beat the shit out of the other people, leave them alive, and then run?
We can do that, and we can interrogate one of them too. Do you want to just
Well, they won't be able to hear us.
inside
We
your
have to take them
bubble?
outside of the zone.
Yeah, then let's just do that. We have a cone of silence, and we take them out. Let's 100% do that.
It's not a cone of silence, but sure.
Zone of silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a 20-foot sphere where no sound goes in or out
Perfect.
or through,
Perfect.
and you can't speak inside of it.
Let's let Astrid and Valen
right.
know, and then
I'll
do it.
Cast message to one of them. He'll cast message to the other one, and I'll say, I am going to cast silence on you guys. Turn. We are fighting those three. Just knock them out. Keep one alive, or keep one conscious, so that we can ask him about the Dragon Horn, and then we're bolting.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'll
As you
cast
guys,
silence on that group.
Well, I know.
As you-
should-
We're outside. They have to be outside of the crevasse.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm expecting them to get outside of the crevasse. We're up above.
And
I guess
like
look
outside
down
somewhere.
on them, and then we're going to jump down and bushwookie
it's
them.
15 feet. Can you guys land 15 feet without getting hurt?
We'll take the Actually, yeah, we can.
Yeah.
I'll feather fall us.
Well,
Okay.
we don't even need
Well-
that. It's an acrobatics it's an acrobatics or athletics check, and then to land. It's only 15 feet.
All right, yeah, we'll both take it as an acrobatic check.
Okay. So
So I
as
will just kind of lead them out, and I'll as we get out of the crevasse, banking on the fact that the brothers are gonna do something, I'll just kind of hesitate and go like, now which way was it again?
and then I would assume Valen and Astrid both also want to make an attack. So I need you guys to roll stealth.
Okay.
And then I need 2 athletics and a stealth from the brothers.
It'll be acrobatics,
Yes, that's what I meant. What did I say?
athletics.
Son of a monkey. Why didn't I have that roll? Never mind.
It's okay. I'm not that good. I do. Having a bad roll that.
Dice jail. Dice
Small
jail.
stealth.
Do you need me and David to roll stealth too?
Yeah.
No.
Everybody's above. Yeah, I would say everybody's above a 10. You guys pull this off. So immediately the brothers hop down as he casts the cone of silence, or the 20-foot spherical zone of sphering silence in the spheres. And at the same time, both Valen and Asher turn to their captors or their escorts and land them across the face with a punch. And then immediately the brothers come down, knock out, hit the same 2, and knocking them unconscious, leaving one ice hunter there, just like done, stunned, because even in this fog, like all of a sudden there's four adventurers in front of him. He starts to scream as to alert his kin, but those screams fall short as they don't leave the sphere of silence, the sphero of silencio.
I'm gonna walk outside until I hear of this. I'm gonna walk until I hear the crunch of snow underneath my feet. So now I know I'm outside of the sphere, and I'm going to cast Charm Person on him.
Oh, well, instead of using a spell slot, I was just gonna roll intimidation.
This
will be more effective.
Okay.
Does that have disadvantage since he knows that we're hostile towards him?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how that works.
He has to make a saving throw of wisdom saving throw of 13. He has advantage on the throw on the save, so he can roll again. And I'm gonna use luck and make you re-roll it again.
Yeah. And immediately he starts kind of like shaking in his boots, or no, he just turns to you and like,
he'd be a little bit more friendly to us now. Yeah.
yeah, no, it turns to you and, hey there, partner. Well, that's mighty fascinating what y'all did. Like,
Thanks.
phew, phew, just like, dang,
Oh,
never
Jesus,
seen
that's
things move
up.
that fast.
Okay. Sorry, I'm doing these backwards. One sec, I gotta
So,
fix myself.
I
you
want
ain't
you
gonna
to
kill us, right?
tell. No, I want you to tell your kin after this that we mean them no harm,
Well, ask
and we are
about
only here for information. I will in a second. We're here
Well,
to get information, and we hope you can help us.
I could try, man, but you know, I'm
We
the
are
guy that they
here.
send to escort weirdos to their ships.
Well, even a person who helps escorting weirdos to their ships probably knows about some of the dangers that lie up here and the
Oh.
sea of moving ice.
Yeah, super dangerous up here.
Is there a dragon out here?
Oh fuck yeah! Oh
Where
my
is it?
lord! Yeah, huh?
Where is it? Where is it?
Shit, we're standing above him.
Oh,
I mean,
fuck.
this is his home. Well, at least it was one of his homes.
Do you know where he is now?
Nah, but no, I don't know where he is now. But
Do you know where
he's been here recently. I remember because I was out there, right there by that thing, and I just
How
seen him
recently?
flapping in the distance. Oh shit! Like days ago,
What thing and where is it?
right there.
Out in what distance?
Right there, and he's
I'll
pointing
look in
just
his
to the.
direction.
He's just pointing to one of the ledges that, and he said, and he was flapping out there over the sea ice, had himself a whale right in his mouth. It's kind of fascinating if it ain't so terrifying.
where does he go when he's here?
Below us.
Where's the
mean-
entrance to the below us?
Oh shit! No, I think he comes from like underneath. Like I think I hear like he splashes in the water, like. And then I think he comes up from below the sea ice.
Do you know where the Drakenhorn is? The thing that makes the weird sound, no sound thing is?
I ain't never heard nothing about no dragon horn make Nick can't hear.
The thing that the recently there's been those weird
Lots of weird noises up here, mister.
You would know this one. This one's different. This one's very different. Come on, we're friends.
Yeah, but I don't really know what you're talking about, to be honest with you.
Asher, do you have
Has
any questions
anybody
for him?
else?
Sorry.
Has anybody else been up this way?
Yeah, shoot, there'll be some to come up this way. Try to fight. Try to take some of that dragon's their plunder. I mean, shit, even some of my kinfolk, they try to escape. Wasn't too good. They ain't around no more. Stuck in that ice down there. Then there was that crew that came up there with that red girl. Half of them are frozen in the ice down there.
What about the other half?
Well, I ain't too good at math, so like the other half is just that one crimson girl, and she went down into the caves, and I never seen her again.
Where are the entrance to those caves?
I don't know.
Come on, buddy.
But you saw her go down there, right?
Yeah.
Look, I don't want you all to die. You're my friends.
Look, We're not gonna die. We need to know what it is so we don't go there.
Oh, well, if you don't want to go there, definitely don't go into that hut that they were leaving you into, because that's the way we all get down there.
God damn it!
They're about to feed me to a dragon.
Were they about to feed her to a dragon?
No, shit, no. Maybe no. That ain't up to us. That's up to the kobolds. No, we
The
only
what?
we can.
Is the cult here?
No, the kobolds, but like
Kobolds are
no.
here.
Look,
You guys serve a bunch of little scaly lizards?
They serve the dragon.
well, we don't want to piss off the dragon. Is the thing. So no, look, there's abundance. There's abundance of fish up here. All we know is if we can continue to, we just throw down. We just throw down on some of our catch, right? We throw down some of our catch, keeps them happy. They don't worry about us. We don't have to worry about them.
Let me ask this question, buddy. Hypothetically, if you were to not want to go down the main entrance, would you think there's any other caves that would maybe go down to the dragons?
Because we don't
path?
want any of the kobolds to come out any other way, you know.
And we don't want any of you or your friends to get in trouble, and we want to be safe when we go down there, or not go down there, but we just want to also avoid those ways too. We just, we just want to make sure there's no other possible caves down there, and we want to avoid them.
Look, I'm the guy that they send to take the weirdos down to their boats. I don't know much.
But
I mean,
but you talk to everybody, right? Like, you look well informed.
all I'm saying is that like the only people that know anything would be Bone Carver or the chief.
Bone
Bone
Carver, one of the
Carver.
guys we just knocked out.
No. That's
Making
Cecil
sure.
and that's Cecil and Remus.
Oh.
Did you ever want to do anything funny to Cecil or Remus?
Yeah, are
No.
they nice to you?
Sometimes they make fun of the way I part my hair.
I think your hair looks great.
I do too. But I was talking about my back hair, which you can't see.
What's Cecil and Remus wearing right now? What do they look like?
Most of the ice hunters are almost indistinguishable. They have their faces covered. They wear similar seal skin garments and stuff. Like
you guys think what I'm thinking?
Does our current gear look even remotely similar to their shit?
No. What if we put? I mean, Cecil and
Because
Remus.
I'm wearing all of that winter garb.
Right, but what if we put their clothes on me and you? We walk with our friend here. What's your name here?
Sorry, I'll be right back.
I'm sorry. We're just such fast friends. I don't think we were asked your name.
My name's Terry.
Terry. Oh.
Yeah.
That's gonna go over well.
I'm writing it down.
And what's your names, friends? I just know I like you.
My name is Dara King.
That's not a real name, Dara King.
Terry's not a real name. I mean, it's just as funny as Terry.
Yeah, I guess. People is strange all over the world, right?
That's right. I know. It's these names around here are so funny. There's one I heard of, Tennessee, and then there's this other one called. They called this. What is this glacier called?
Tennessee. That's crazy.
Oh, this is Tennessee. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, I thought this other one was called Oy Vegetaton. So that was ridiculous. It was like way too many like letters. Anyways, so
So you
I
haven't
was
heard,
thinking because
he hasn't heard anything.
But he's
You
already.
haven't heard anything.
What if we take Remus and his friends here's clothes because it'd be really funny and they've been really mean to you in the past, and we just leave them out here for a little bit to just because it'll be just funny, right? We just leave them out here and we put on their clothes so we look like them, right? And then
No, friend. I'll tell
Can
you
I
what, friend. They will not survive this cold. This
I was about to say,
cold.
can I make a nature check to see how quick they would die?
we don't.
Yeah, I don't want. They
It'll
may
just-
be mean to me, but I can't hurt my kinfolk,
Okay.
and they will die, Howdy.
Well,
It is funny.
Okay,
Maybe in
what
the summer.
if we have these really warm purple robes, right?
You know about the purple robes?
Do you know about the purple robes?
Well, yeah. Some of them folk that come up this way had them purple.
Where do they go?
I don't know. Hadn't seen them in a while.
Which way did they go? Did
They
go
went
through
down.
Did they go through your hut?
Ain't my hut.
Did they go through your through
The
that
hut.
hut? Yeah.
The yurt?
Yeah, the yurt.
Yeah, they yurted.
So they went that way that you were gonna take our friends?
Yeah.
So they went the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And they just went in normally.
Sure, they went in like this.
Went in like this.
Seems pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Do you know
I mean,
why
that
they?
would
wanna
You know
just
why
throw
they
on
walk
some of
like
those
that?
folks who walked in?
Why?
Because their purple robes are magical and they will keep them very, very warm. But they look really, really silly. So to prove it, we can put the purple robes on your friends here, and they'll look really, really funny. And we'll take, but to make this really funny is we should take their clothes and we should put. I'll dress in one of them, and then my brother here will wear one of them, and we'll try to pretend to be them, and then we can just do what we were already planning on doing, and we'll just take our friends here down the yurt, right? And then when we're all done, you know what? We have a lot of the purple robes actually with us because we've met a bunch of those guys and we traded with them. So what we can do is we can then give you a pair of the purple robes.
Can I get a persuasion?
With advantage, right? I know.
A lot happening.
Do I get advantage?
Sure.
He's charmed. Hey! Come on, big roll. Oh, motherfuck.
Yeah, it just seems
Better than
it
the
seems-
natural one.
It just seems as though you're trying awfully hard to get us naked. And listen here, buddy. And he runs his finger across your chest. You ain't got to try that hard.
Look.
But I don't want them purple robes.
All right, we can definitely get you the purple robes. Here's the thing.
I don't want purple robes.
Hey, Terry. In-game Terry.
Oh,
Terry, you
yeah.
missed it. He called himself Terry.
Oh, yeah, Terry doesn't know that he's named Terry.
Yes, it's me, Terry. How can I help you? New friend.
Hey, Terry. Do you
Never leave, Terry.
if a set of purple robed individuals showed up, how quick to question would your kin be, or would they just allow us just to walk on in and walk down the yurt and go yurting?
I would say you probably had some splaining to do, but no,
No, don't worry.
What
There
if-
are
what
supplies.
if-
Remember, you went to go
what-
pick up
what
the
if-
supplies.
What if there was a high-ranking purple robe with them?
One with a scary mask on.
oh shit, I don't know, man. Like we ain't never had no high-ranking purple robe. I don't know what the low-ranking purple robe is, or a
I
high-ranking
think it
purple
might be
robe.
just easier to walk in as purple robes.
Well, I mean, I can disguise myself. Like I can do disguise self and walk in and look like one of them. but I'm just trying to figure out not burn a spell.
I mean,
and-
we're burning spell slots quickly at that point.
But I mean, but even if we're burning spell slots quickly, I only get myself in. It doesn't get you in.
Yeah.
Can you scrunch up into a 5-foot cube?
You are not putting me in the bag of holding.
Super
No,
weird question.
no. I wasn't gonna put you in the bag of holding.
What are you trying to put me in?
I was gonna cast minor illusion on you and make you look like a box.
And push him.
Yeah.
Solid snake him.
Technically,
It's still a minor illusion, so it's still not the most.
Yeah.
Like it shimmers a lot.
I have a spell save DC of 14.
It's true. It still shimmers a lot, and there's a lot of people that you would have to save against.
Yeah. I was just trying to see what cantrips I had that might help.
I
Sure.
know.
I mean,
you all trying to really.
no. We're
Figure
just
out
we're
what-
just thinking about some things real quick. Just give us a second.
Alright,
And
so
well, I was
my-
gonna-
Can you count
my
to
winter
100?
clothes does
I
not
was just wondering,
look
Terry. Can you
close
count to
enough.
100?
100 what?
Just the number 100. Can you? I just.
No.
You can't.
Oh,
What's the highest number you can count to? 'Cause I thought you could. You just look so smart, and I can't count that high. I just want to see how high you can count.
well.
Just do it really quickly, and then tell me what the number you get to is. But count
Right.
quietly and slowly, and then quietly, and then like to yourself,
Yes.
and then let me know when you get there. Okay, guys. So
Done.
Fuck.
Counted 3 fish. I mostly count fish. 1, 2, 3 fish. And then I recast. 1, 2, 3. And then I wait 3 fish.
All
Good.
right. So my
3.
winter clothes, Viva,
1,
my
2,
winter
3
clothes
fish.
will not work as a disguise to get in. Like I don't look close enough to the bundled up people up here, correct?
No.
Okay.
The gear that you got was like came fresh out of a box. They were packaged and ready and cleaned for you guys on this. You guys look like you guys are walking in with I don't know.
we look too fresh,
Pata-
like a Columbia
yeah.
store.
Yeah,
that's fine. I'm just
Patagonia,
making sure.
brand new Patagonia gear. These guys out here, they've been living the life.
All right. So I mean, theoretically, our friend Terry can be escorting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want you could be escorting. You're supposed to be escorting them back to their ship, and then back. You could walk them back to the yurt, right? So like in theory, these two would be going back to the yurt when you were going back in, when you're bringing them back in, right?
Yeah.
Right. So great. So that's one thing. So then two, we just need to if me and my brother here were going to join, we just want to figure out how we could show up and like we're friends, but like we want our friendship to be special, and not really have to have everyone else like ask us questions about it. So if I like is there a way like I can that like we can come in quickly and quietly and like no one asks us questions?
No.
All right, 1 second. And I turn back to the group. All right, so we can either go invisible, which is a burns another spell slot. I can change myself into another person, which builds a spell slot. I can't do both at the same time. Or we can try the sneaking method, but they're on kind of alert now. So like I don't think we could like, Mission Impossible through one of the holes in the top.
Yeah.
Yep, I figured as much. And we're burning daylight.
Yep.
Option, actually, there is another option, but it burns like one of my highest tools. I can get me and my brother in instantly.
Does that recharge on a long rest or at sunrise?
Sunrise.
So theoretically, it could recharge
if
we
we
needed
take
it.
just the right amount of time that we turn sunrise by the time we want it again, but it gets us in there. But as long as I show I don't know who I'm showing up in front of, so like we'll just appear there, right?
Yep.
So
I mean, it's your tool, so it's your call.
yeah.
But that will get us in. That'll allow these two to get back to the hut, the
Mhm.
yurt, and we can meet
I mean,
up. I
only have 2 level 2 spells, so like I can only like if I turn invisible, if I make him invisible, and then he gets in, and then I go invisible, I go in. I'm done with invisibility for like this whole time, and we haven't just
I've
walked in the fucking door.
I've already used one of my 2 level 2 spells.
Great. So I know his friends are gonna be cold.
If we take their shit, they are literally going to die.
Hey Terry, what's down? What's down at the coast?
Huh?
What's down
The
at the edge
coast.
over there?
Oh, the Sea of Ice?
Like yeah, like how far does it go?
The Sea of Ice?
No, like how far can you go from here?
On the Sea of Ice?
Yeah, like how far can you go?
Oh,
Can you go get their stuff? Is what I was wondering. Where you normally go pick?
get their stuff?
Yeah,
Hold
so
on.
like,
Do you want him to go down? So it's 20 foot down the path to where the airship is.
oh fuck, I forgot the airship's still there. I just wanted him to go wander off for a bit, and then we would just take care of the
But
two that are left.
you're only on like this.
Yeah, I realized that now. It was
Yeah.
I.
You're right outside of the walls, so you only have like this 20-yard by 20-yard space
All right,
before you get to the path.
I
and it's
forgot
just
the
cliffside
airship.
yeah.
Yep, no. I'm trying to think of a way that we can either make Terry walk away, and then we can still take... Because if we can get the guards' clothes that are there, we have disguises that we can then just escort these two in.
Why can't you just swap clothes with them?
Astrid, can you change your clothes to look with your magic?
Yeah,
your magic?
but it's only a set number of things. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I
yeah,
can't
so
just change it to
you
anything.
can't. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, let's just swap clothes. Yeah, you know what? Terry.
And well, so we can swap. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I was gonna say, Terry, we are really sorry for what happened here, but
I see the pain in your eyes, and he starts to kind of unbuttoning.
No.
No.
But here's the thing. I don't want you to get cold. Look, here's the thing. I want to really go see the yurt, and I want to go see it with you, but
I don't think y'all gonna make it.
But I really like what you're wearing, and I think we can give. What if we give them our clothes? Because like they're gonna have like a headache when they wake up. But what if they had a headache and they woke up with the nice clothes that we have? Like this is pretty new. That'll be nice for them, right? Like that'll kind of make it up to them for having a headache. So what if? I don't really mind. I got this. Like don't worry about it.
I wouldn't mind if I gave you my clothes for your clothes.
What? But I thought you wanted a purple robe.
He literally said he didn't want one of those.
I thought he said he did want a purple robe.
I don't want no purple robe. I want your clothes.
I have something else for you.
What?
It'll be a surprise when we get into the yurt. Okay.
Okay, I love surprises.
All right. So, how about me and my brother switch out with their clothes, with like their overcloaks and stuff? And you said that their faces were covered, so we can cover our faces. So we'll just change out our clothes with theirs.
Yes.
All right. So now we have seal hide clothes instead of what we had before. Should be adequately warm, and we just leave them here.
And then,
sorry.
do you guys have like packs and stuff, right?
Yeah, well, we're keeping our equipment. We're just changing our overclothes.
Well, I was
and
just
stuff.
gonna say for flavor, since we said we were literally going somewhere to get more stuff, if we put you guys' like backpack on, then it will look like we actually went and got our stuff, you know?
Sure.
Right.
Based on how long it's taken us to do this conversation, we probably have seen like we went to the edge and came back. So we can probably just, finish, putting our stuff on and probably good to go now, right?
Y'all ready to go back
Val,
in?
y'all dressed over there? All
Yep.
changed? Face fully
Yep.
covered? All right,
Always
so
covered.
All right, so we're gonna.
Literally part of my character.
Huh?
So it's literally part of my character.
Great. So we can.
Ian just remind us we passed 2 hours on the mark.
All right. Familiar.
Yep.
So
All right.
walk in
So
and just have our faces covered. And
so I'm gonna
escort them in.
assume these are you guys now, and you guys are gonna cross
Yep.
and head into the big yurt.
Yeah.
Mostly undetected.
Nice.
When you guys enter, has to be right here. You guys enter what you sort of recognize as the village hall. It's empty except for 3 bundles of rolled up sealskin sitting in a corner. Additionally, a bed of piled furs has been arranged in the southwest corner. You hear behind coming from behind the pile.
Of clothing?
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna leave you all here because honestly, I don't like being in here for too long.
How do we get down to how do we? Where's the entrance with the kobolds and the dragon? Just so we know.
Oh, I don't know. I told you they all just came in here, and then it's somewhere in here. It's somewhere.
All
You'll
right.
find it.
Well,
It's somewhere in
Terry,
here.
just remember this is gonna be our little secret. Okay. Just
Where's my surprise?
And for his surprise, I take out I thought about this and I take out the golden toothbrush.
Oh my God, a comb. A comb for my beard. That's magnificent.
Now this is yes, that's yeah. Don't
That's what it is.
it will make your beard so magnificent that someone else might try to steal this. So I wouldn't let anyone know that you have this. And remember, it's our secret. So
Be honest. You think I should stop part of my back hairs? Because I could use this comb to just like make it nice and.
I think it'll be, if it feels good, do what makes you feel good. But just don't let anyone see this magic comb.
Because like speaking of feel good, I like to like tuck it in and then like dance like a.
How about this? I think you should go and try it out in your own hut, and then at night you can come back and then let me know how it felt. Okay.
Right. I'll see you in the night in the midnight.
Great.
Like secret friends.
Secret friends. Oh my God.
You guys find
shit.
You guys find yourselves inside of this giant yurt. There's
immediately starts
right now. Yeah. Okay. So let's get some investigation checks.
Do we want to investigate now, or do we just want to break here because it's 1:15?
Looks like we're investigating now.
All right.
Damn it.
At least try to find the entrance. That way.
Oh my God. It's a bad
Yay,
roll
good
now for
job.
me.
It doesn't take long before DW find the source of the coughing.
Wow, Esther, we're having a bad night today.
Yeah.
There's a a gentleman lying on a cot, wrapped in furs. You see like this cold press across his head, and he kind of shivers and looks at you. What are y'all doing in here? Y'all got the fevers too?
Fevers?
We're actually here to help you.
Oh Lord, I prayed every night for this.
I'm going to use
Don't use anything big. Just make them.
well, I have I can burn 5 HP or 5 of my pool to cure a disease or neutralize a poison. So I'm just gonna help him out, send him on his way.
Damn.
Okay.
I think I'm. Is that a?
It's a paladin action.
It's a paladin action or a paladin thing.
Okay. And that can cure diseases?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have to
Okay.
burn more points, but it can cure a disease.
I would say any kind of like lesser restoration or whatever points you need to cure disease would work.
Okay. Done. Astrid will just kneel down and really quickly, like you'll see her eyes kind of glow, and she'll just touch him on the shoulder. And after that, she'll be like, "Now this will only work if you rest. So I'll need you to stay here for a little while longer."
This is amazing. I thought I was a good goner. No. Thank you, madam.
Quick question for you.
Uh-huh. Anything.
If I were to ask you if there was some sort of entrance to go below the ice, would you be able to point me in that direction? Think of this as my final good deed before I probably get killed by a dragon.
Well, I don't want you to die, ma'am, because you just extended my life tenfold. Tell you what, underneath there in the center of the room, those tarps, that'll lead you down to the caverns. Look, we ain't bad people. We're stuck in a bad situation.
I understand.
Anything we can expect down there? Like any issues you know of?
Well,
Anything we should look out
lots.
for?
How you all feel about kobolds? Because I hate them.
Not really big fans of them. Do you know
And
where
I'm
we
not.
can avoid things right on the way down?
I mean, I have a feeling you can maybe steer clear if I could try to remember, but let me think. I know there's the kobolds and the ice toads,
Nice too.
some ice trolls. And if you go down there at the same time the dragon's down there, there ain't no coming back up.
We heard if that's possibly where there's the weird sound, like just to be clear, DM, like it's like a lack of sound, like it's like
Yep, I know
it's
what
a
you're saying.
booming emptiness, right? And like it's
Mm-hmm.
a lack of sound, and then there's like a feeling, right? It's like a wave of like a wave of silence, right? That's what you described in the past, right?
Right.
Okay, so if I describe it as like a booming silence or a wave of silence, like that I'm describing it correctly to him, right?
Yeah, I'd say I felt it like a couple days ago.
When it came, do you think it felt like it came from the ground? Came from down there?
Honestly, it felt like it came from everywhere.
Hmm.
Kind of felt like it came and it rushed over us like that. The ice. It's hard to pinpoint. It's hard to pinpoint the center when it seems like the entire Earth planet is here is rumbling.
Understood. Appreciate your help on this.
Now, I think y'all lucked out on your circumstances here. If you head down that ladder, you go into the ice caves, but you cannot betray us. Do not let them know that we led you down here.
Of course not.
Thank you.
We found the entrance ourselves.
We were never here.
I appreciate you mightily.
Of course. Get some
You
rest.
guys find your way over. You move some of these seal skins and stuff. It produces a giant hole in the floor where you guys see a ladder.
Cool. It's Kobolds with 2 O's.
Kobolds is 10 KOB. Anyways,
Sorry.
Is it
I'm trying to
OLD?
No, it has a. I think it's a B, but I'm like every time I spell it, it looks wrong.
KOBOLDS, I'm pretty sure.
It's fine. I'll look it up. Continue, guys. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot.
it's all right. Anyways, are you guys gonna just start going down the ladder?
I mean, does it look broke? Does it look like it can hold weight? I would assume it does, since.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. This one is not a ladder. This
Oh.
one is a pathway, a winding pathway that leads down.
Oh well.
So
Can the rogue check for traps?
along the way, it is lit by some of those same kind of like lanterns that were lit by the ambergris.
Got it.
Because you guys are wearing your clamp-ons, you're able to kind of like freely make your way. You guys could if you wanted to, but I just need to know what you guys are gonna do.
I mean, yeah, we'll head down the path. We'll just be cautious and thank you. I knew I
Okay,
was
so
missing it.
Murders and acquisitions start to descend into the icy depths of the iceberg known as Tennessee, or by the common folk. And that's where we're gonna.
An oi in there.
Are we sure it's not Texas?
With 17 hours on the clock for
Too soon.
18. 20
17
minus
17 and a half.
Sorry, 17 and a half.
And that's where we're gonna stop tonight.
I'm gonna put down in my notes for the end of the session 17 and a half hours left. Is that cool?
Cool.
Ooh, guys, that got sketchy in a lot of places.
I almost got impaled by multiple whale spears.
No, you play a night. We both played very nicely, but the dice is just. It wasn't.
Yeah,
There was a lot of interesting.
What this plan was.
There was a lot of interesting pathways to get to where you guys ended up getting. I, of course, did not plan on you guys meeting Terry. That was interesting. That
to be fair, we didn't either. We were just
No,
like,
I
let's
thought I
be
was just gonna be
smart.
able to
Yeah,
Talk my way
but
in.
to be fair, I'm the one that's trying to plan things ahead of time. There was actually an option to do battle.
Ugh.
No.
Yeah,
No.
there,
Well,
there were some interesting options.
I figured like whenever we see a bunch
No.
of people, there's a chance of battle, but like I was trying to avoid
No.
it.
Oh, sorry. So there was one because it's fun, and these are no longer options.
Yeah.
Bone Carver could have been an ally.
Okay.
Oh no, I
Who's
liked him.
Which one's Bone Carver? Can you
Bone Carver, you never really even like got to meet because the
I
conversations
just like his name.
got so askew. Bone
Okay.
Carver is a shaman.
Also
There
around
there
here,
would
so
have been
quickly.
there could have been an option for a 1v1 duel to
that'd be
prove
cool.
yeah to like, and this is the battle arena. So this would have been a
Oh.
1v1
fun.
battle against any of your challengers against their greatest warriors.
What happens
I
if
thought
we
that's
throw
a
out the
staple
hammer
for
and the hammer
Mongolian-
doesn't come to life?
I thought that's a stove for a Mongolian barbecue.
Huge barbecue. I dig on that. Yeah, and then there's two entrances. So Alex, you were right. Like you were saying, there's probably another one. The second entrance would have been with someone else.
Here?
No, I ain't gonna say.
Oh.
But there was a second entrance.
There's always like a second entrance is the way it always works out. But but like with the information we had, so like from the way I was looking at it was like there's two sets of information. There's the information that Astrid and Valen knew, and then there's the information that me and Val knew. And everything went to shit as soon as like they were not friendly, because our assumptions walking in was like, oh, maybe they're just being like, this is a village town that we're just in the wrong space, but they will just like ally us and just point us in the right direction. So
there was
our
a point where
walking in.
There was a point where I was really terrified, where you guys are gonna be like, we'll just fucking blow this shit up, send this thing down, set them all off, and then we're gonna go fly to the other entrance. Where I'm like, there is nothing. So I was like, you guys are gonna fly around and waste like another hour before you had to come back to the same village and be like walking in and like, my bad. Apparently we need to deal with you guys, which is nothing. I'm just saying, in my mind, it was funny.
So right, so my mind,
but I mean, just like, don't just listen to what, like, this has nothing to do with what so part of your plan was like, we'll just go find somewhere else. And then the part in my brain was laughing is like, there is nowhere else. So you guys are gonna like spend all this time trying to like maybe get to the top of this wave, go around, and then in the end you're gonna be like, fuck, we gotta go walk back into that village.
Yeah, as soon as you put us on a timer though, I was just like, I don't want to waste like time on a random side quest, is what this felt like. And I was just like, I don't know, like, you know, we're cheating a little bit, but they're all blue icons, and they don't look like they're like, all of us looking at them, they don't look like they're anything affiliated with the Dragon Cult. So it's like, and Emily's or Astrid's already met them, like some of them at a bar, and they seem pretty friendly. So it's like, I don't really know why they would be out here affiliated with the dragon that's been killing some of them. So we all had that assumption when we went in. It's just like, oh shit, this conversation is not going well. We just need to get them out. We can't stay overnight. Like, what are we gonna do? It's just like we gotta get out and just gotta go look. Like, I thought in my mind, I was like, we all kind of know that there's a timer, and like we gotta go somewhere else. So we just gotta get them out. So I was like, I don't want to fight them. I just want to like distract them and have them just like. And where do those people go?
It was interesting because the timer set it up like, so essentially I think a lot of what this interaction was, you had to drive yourself forcibly with these people. And then it was interesting because the timer said when Valen's just like, okay, well, we'll stay here for a night, and everybody's like, fuck, we don't have time for that. That made it really interesting because then it's just like, shit, that's probably the safest thing to do, but that just fucking cuts off 8 hours of our thing. Yeah, like,
the other thing was like what you exactly said, like, you'll stay here for the night, but we're like, it's like mid fucking day. You have to like wait for the hours to get here and for it to be nighttime. Then wait the night. So like we'll leave next morning. So it's like literally like you're losing like 12 hours minimum of that. So it's
Yeah.
like, and now you're down to like 8 hours to complete everything, and we still haven't found an entrance to anything. So like there's just like
Also, GG's on curing that character because like it's
Oh, yeah.
he's barely briefed in the game, and it's like if someone casts lesser restoration on him, which I was like, but what you described was like, well, that's essentially the same thing. But the
Mhm.
book says this.
It
I was like,
theoretically, I
it's
think
the same thing. So I was
theoretically it
like,
counts.
it's a cheaper Luster Restoration is what it is.
Yeah.
yeah. So I was just like, oh, but that's awesome that your character and how you're playing it automatically did that thing that was in the book as like an option, like if they do it. And I was like, oh, cool. I didn't have to really do anything in order to provoke that. Sometimes like I try to lead the witness,
Yeah.
but that was cool. That was fun.
I think
Absolutely.
David's silence was like really key. I love silence, and I love it in this situation. I hate that we
I only
both...
have a few options.
I
I'm gonna
know,
try and
I
use them when I
know,
can.
but it was clutch though. It probably saved us from a large fight. So
Yeah. There was a lot of options. You guys set up like a lot of different branching pathways, and in the end, I think this didn't turn out horrible. You guys ended up where I kind of needed you guys to be, which is entering the caverns
Yeah.
of Tennessee, also known as Oyegogodotodon. All right.
that was fun.
Cool.
Everybody, thanks that it was on stream. I hope you had a good time.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Locke. Thanks, Iron Man. Thanks, whoever else came out.
Fam was in here.
Yeah, fam.
Yeah, those are the ones I remember seeing. Thanks, everybody.